I can't afford to.
I was using you as an example.
Team, if my favorite team was the team in which I lived in their city.
Your favorite team is the Tampa Bay.
No, right? I am not a bandwagoner. I wish Tom Brady all the luck, but I'm a Patriots fan, and I accept that the next few years we're gonna be like the fucking Cowboys. I get it, but hey, we still have the greatest coach ever, and that's all that fucking matters. But no, if I was a fan of the Ravens, obviously live in Baltimore.
Will Belichick shows up in Tampa.
When Will Belichick shows up in Tampa, I'm jumping ship. I'm gonna be honest.
Your description of your new job just made it sound like that's what you do.
Sex is easy, bro. Sex is dumb easy. You just bend over and take.
COVID hasn't got you down yet?
I couldn't give a fuck about COVID. I drink.
It doesn't have you down yet? It doesn't give you anxiety? What?
Look, man,
What?
I'll tell you what, man. Like, the second I don't have to, and when I say have to, I mean in order for me to get into an establishment, I have to wear a mask.
You have to wear everywhere you go.
As soon as I don't see those signs anymore, I'm ripping the fucking thing off.
Me too.
I'm sorry. Call it what it is. Comment whatever. Fuck you. You're an idiot. Like, you're just a fucking idiot. You think you gotta? Especially like the people that wear them either when they're just walking outside in the fucking like nature, or they're in their own cars with their windows rolled up.
Right.
Are you gonna give yourself fucking coronavirus?
But don't you think that that's something with them, like helping them cope with all this news that they're seeing and all this stuff?
I don't care what they got to cope with. Get on a boat and go somewhere. Like, go get to your.
But where are they going to go?
Their own little COVID.
Quarantine themselves away from the population.
Their own little paranoid COVID.
So are you in the sense of like, so do you not want to spread it, or are you just annoyed by the people who are taking it too seriously?
I'm not 100% sure that there's even anything to spread. Just being honest.
You might get us kicked off YouTube talking like that.
So
I'm going to post it, though. I'm going to post it.
We probably will get kicked off, because why? Why would we get kicked off? Because
they kick people off.
Because that's not the narrative. Fuck off. I hate it. And then those people, you're going to trigger my anxiety. You're going to trigger my trigger, bitch. Like,
oh, Jimmy jumped on it. Well, you know.
Other than dealing with these, I'm sorry.
Have you had anyone? Have you had anybody like tell you to put your mask on when you're like walking up? Do you put your mask on in the car and then walk up, or do you like
I do it,
wait until you get there and then you put it on?
I do it as soon as I enter the
facility.
Like,
where if they can kick you out, I'm gonna where you have to do it.
I'll swing the door open. It's still hanging off one ear. Because I'll put it on one ear and I'll swing the door open before I walk in. I'll put the fucking.
But where do you think? Where do you think there should be a line? Because obviously,
I'm not gonna challenge. I'm not gonna be that guy. That's like, I'm going to test it and not wear it until somebody says something.
Right.
I'm not going to be that guy.
But you're being...
I'll do it because I know that those are the rules, right? I'll do it.
Right. But you're at least being reasonable. You're meeting them in the middle with it. You're like, I don't like it.
Second Larry Hogan's fat ass comes out there and goes, you don't have to wear it anymore. Fuck, I'm burning it.
Right.
Like, I have no reason to wear it.
Right.
As soon as it's not required by law, because you're still going to have those people that are going to be like, well, no, I wouldn't. It's still not safe. You still got to wear a mask. Eat my shit.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at on that. I don't know about you, but that's where I'm at. That's just my opinion.
I guess they're like, I'm going to go around this fucking guy. So he starts going around me, hits my fucking mirror. And I'm like, well, he's going to stop. I had never been more wrong in my fucking life.
He didn't stop.
Stop. It was almost as if he was like, fuck that nigga's mirror. And he just kept going. And I'm like, hold up. But there's cars up there. He can't get through those cars. Again, I've never been more wrong in my fucking life. I was like, how these fucking cars get between all those cars? And I was like, you're not going to stop? Well, I'm going to go, nigga. So I started chasing the motherfucker in my car. And like, I guess he realizes I'm fucking following him. And he's just like, he doesn't want to be caught. So he's fucking, dang. dipping through fucking streets, and I'm like, I'm following them, and I almost crashed at one point, hitting this really tight turn. But we get to Hanover Street.
Bob was seeing red.
Before the bridge. Yes,
He took your mirror and he kept going.
We're gonna get to that. But yes, I am blood is all I see. I want this person dead. Like, so we're driving, and I'm like, I can't fucking get his fucking tag or whatever. Like, I'm trying to take a picture of it. I'm trying to drive at like probably 80 miles an hour on a fucking 25 mile an hour street. So I'm like, I'm about to do some GTA shit. So his car's here on the right. I pull up to the left of it. I fucking tap his shit. I try to tap his shit. His back to like get it.
GTA.
I tried to do this shit, bro. No, I tried to do this shit. But I guess he was used to that GTA shit, and he stopped just before I hit him. So my shit was like skirt, and my shit hit the guardrail like boom, and my shit I was like fuck, and they just drove off, and I was like motherfucker. So I get out the car.
He beat him.
I get out the car and I'm like, ain't this some shit? And like I see like fluid and shit. I see my car crumpled into the guardrail. At this time I don't know what,
literally
but
crumpled.
I'm like, let me get the fuck out of the car because I see the fluid. Call the cops. Cops eventually show up. Didn't take them too long because the police station's right down the street. But yeah, we're going through all this shit. Hold on, we're gonna get to that shit. We're going through all this shit. And I'm like, I wasn't drinking. Of course I didn't tell him everything that just fucking happened.
Right.
I was like, yeah, somebody hit me. And whatever. I didn't tell him everything.
You were
officer.
You were watching police. You saw police do that on cops. Here's Bob Hollywood's going to attempt the pit maneuver.
He saw that shit on cops too. He was like, not today, nigga.
That guy was smart enough.
That's brilliant, man.
So we're sitting there talking to
All you
him.
had to do was hit your. I didn't know that.
Apparently.
I wouldn't have known
Apparently.
that. I would have tried to do the
Let me
same
see the
thing.
cops pulling the pit maneuver, bitch.
So now you know. He actually helped you out.
But while we're there, while I'm talking to the officer, this car comes up, like a different car. And like, these people get out the car. And I'm at my car, the officer's at his car is like a few, I can't hear what they're saying necessarily. And then they get in their car and they leave. And the officer's like, you sure you weren't drinking? And I'm like, yeah, I was working all night. Of course I wasn't drinking. And he's like, well, they just told me such and such. And I'm like, I don't even know who the fuck they were. Like, nobody was here. So I'm assuming that was the niggas that pulled that reverse pit maneuver, hopped in a different car, and they were like, yeah, this nigga was wildin'. Like,
Or maybe it's somebody that saw him.
Well, if you had seen the whole thing,
So
the officer probably would have said something completely different.
So
like, oh, you want to be a cop, nigga? Well, you going to jail today.
I trust her. That's the biggest part. That's the biggest part of friendship. Trust.
It's like you say my balls were too big like the first year, but in the end, your pussy was too fat in the second year.
Oh my God!
Hold up.
Oh
Hold
my
up.
God!
Whilst I do not have a pussy, that sounds like a compliment. Like, who doesn't like a fat pussy? Like, I don't want it to be, oh, your pussy. If she would have said your pussy was too thin, I'd have been like, fuck, man, you fucking cutting deep. I will say it. Yes, she told the truth. It was probably 15 fucking minutes, but it's because she would give me a shot, and I'm thinking that she's taking a shot too. Right. And it was like maybe 3 shots later that she's like, I don't really want this shot. Why don't you have my shot too? That she poured, mind you. And I'm like, well, why is your shot is halfway and mine's full? And she's like, I just changed my mind on this one. So I take the shots, and I'm like, okay, it's 2 shots. I'm not gonna let them get wasted. But then she's like, do you want another one? And I think at that point, I was too far gone to be like, no, I don't want any more. Please, no more, sir. I was like, yeah, give me another shot. And she just kept giving them to me. So you talking about that first year you woke up in the field? That second year, I'm out in the fucking field. I don't even know how I got there. I do not remember leaving out that house.
I was there for you. I watched you. I took care of you, and you just was flopping around, and I couldn't hold you.
He was flopping around. I couldn't.
I did everything.
You're a
I
big
could.
boy, Bob.
No, but
Boy.
no. Before you can say anything else, I'm done. I'm not gonna do this with you. No.
Oh, Dreamer, it's all right. Dreamer. Dreamer, though. Are you
Let
serious?
her leave. Let her leave.
Serious? Is she serious?
This pussy was too fat and juicy for her. Let her leave.
Damn.
All I'm saying is, I don't know if she.
Dreamer.
Fuck her. Let her leave.
No, that's ridiculous. Oh, audio is up, and here we are. What's up, guys?
Let's just put my fucking microphone.
Happy pre-election, hashtag pre-Civil War, hashtag pre...
Hashtag the Mayans were right.
Just a couple years off, right?
Well, I think it was 2012, so I think they meant 2021. It was
they were close.
It was a dyslexic Mayan that day.
That's true. 2012, 2021.
They were like, Mook, go check. And he was like, yeah, 2012? And they were like, 2012? And yeah, he was just off by 9 years.
Just a little bit, though.
They were probably like, you know what? Fuck it. We won't be around, so.
That's,
who are they going to hold accountable?
Close enough. That's where you go in and you argue to the teacher. It's like, look, maybe the math isn't exact, but I'm on the right idea. I've got the right idea, right?
They'd be like, well, how'd you get your answer? And you'd be like, I showed you my work. I hated that. Because they'd be like, all right, get your answer and show your work, and you have the right answer, and you show your work, and it's wrong. The work part is wrong because you fucked up. Maybe you were going too fast.
Right.
And they're like, well, the problem was wrong. Like, but the answer's right.
Answer's right,
and
though.
you see, I know what I'm doing.
Yep.
I just fucked up along the way.
And they have the oddly specific ways that they want you to do it. That's why they want you to show your work. So even if you can somehow make it work in your head and then you get the right answer,
that's even worse.
You got to do the steps right.
But
I got it.
If the teacher has taught you a certain procedure and you get the right answer and you show a different procedure,
right?
And they're like, no, it's wrong. It's like, but it's not.
But it's not
It's
wrong.
not the way you taught it. But I showed you how I got to that conclusion. It makes sense.
Right.
I hate that shit.
I didn't take your proper steps, but I still found it.
Like when they do that, I don't know what it's called. When they do that new math that they teach these kids, I can't think of what it's called. And I've seen videos of it, and it's just like, this is dumb.
What is it? What is new math?
I don't want to say new math.
Right.
New
It's
math is like some Terrence Howard shit.
Yeah.
But
I know.
But what is it? I don't know.
Did he go crazy for a couple weeks? Is that what happened with him?
This way, we haven't really heard from that motherfucker since.
No.
So I think it was more than a couple. I think he's retired from acting, and he came out with new math, and he was like, I don't need to do anything else in my life. What is that shit? I can't think what it's called, but
it's something.
You've seen it. It's overly convoluted and complicated.
Yeah.
But I've seen videos of it, and you get the right answer, but it's just like,
it's a lot of steps.
Yeah, why?
Yeah.
Why are y'all doing this? And then there's another thing. I looked up this Japanese. I didn't look it up. It was a meme, Japanese multiplication.
Right.
And it made the shit seem super fucking easy. And I'm like, no, I'm not trying to be racist for once, but I'm like, I get why you guys are good at math. You guys have come up with the easiest way to bust out this problem.
Right.
And it's fucking ridiculous.
That's so crazy how you get these types of problems and then you figure out a way to do it, but then you get so many other brains working on it, and then they find different ways, and then they actually find a better way to do it, but it still it circumvents half of what you were doing, so it saves you time, but it doesn't take away anything that you might be missing from doing the whole steps. Now you're just doing it in a rudimentary way. That's not the most efficient way. That's like everything, though. But
yeah, I mean, there's easier ways to do it, and the crazy thing about math, it's a universal language.
Yeah.
So even though in America we're using feet and inches and Celsius and shit like that.
Right.
Are we Celsius or Fahrenheit? Celsius.
We do both, but I guess technically we do Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit? Okay, well, I don't fucking know. But how we have our certain shit, but even if you do that shit and you plug it in and you want to convert it, that's like a universal language.
Right.
And only other thing, obviously we speak English, and we speak English because the English just took over the fucking world.
Area,
right.
Yeah. I guess the world,
but,
basically.
But the Spanish, and the place they took over, they speak Spanish and Portuguese, and so language.
French in Louisiana.
Well, they're just backwards. The French don't claim the motherfuckers. The French
don't.
The French are like, we don't know why they speak this language. But math is universal. It's 1 + 1 is always going to be 2, unless you're Terrence Howard.
Right.
But other than that,
a new math.
Other than that, 1 + 1 is always going to be 2. So the word one might be different in your language.
Right.
But if you write a 1, and I'm assuming the plus sign's always going to be the same, +1 it's 2. There's
Right.
like nothing confusing as long as you know how to do math.
It's so interesting how that is a universal language, because whenever you think about, just like you were talking about, like the Spaniards came in like more Southern America, like the English were more Northern America, but Southern America, when they came in, the Aztecs, and they started mingling with the Aztecs and the Mayans, they had their own mathematical systems. They had like their own everything, really. You
Right.
know, they had their own hierarchy of the way that they did their government, of the way they did everything. But it was still tribal societies. But that's where we're all based out of anyway.
It's just bigger tribes.
Right, just bigger, exactly. And then they call them nations, but they're still a tribe. They're basically, your vibe figures out your tribe. What's up, Lori? What's up, Rick? What's up, Stephanie? Glad to see our regulars in here. What's going on, Marie? We are here, and it's the pre-apocalyptic episode. Tomorrow we'll have our post-apocalyptic episode. I know Rick said he could make it tomorrow. I think Jimmy's going to make it too. I don't know if Bob's going to be able to make it.
I gotta see how they worked me like a fucking dog today at work, and I gotta see how I feel.
So what's up with work? So they work because we were talking about that before we hit the air. We talk about a lot of personal stuff before we hit the air, but we were talking a bit. But you said it's okay for us to talk about it. So
Yeah,
now
I mean, obviously
we're
I'm not
get
gonna
into the nitty gritty of things.
Right. Obviously, I'm not gonna say where I work.
Right.
But
Right.
they I load trailers with packages. I'll say that much.
Hold on. They said something's wrong with the screen. What's going on? What's wrong with the screen? Is there something wrong with the screen? Because it looks good on my end.
Yeah, it looks good.
Everything looks good here. It looks good to you, right?
Yeah.
What's wrong with the screen? I don't know, Stephanie. You tell us. You tell us. Sorry about that, Bob. I just saw it, and I wanted it stressed me out for a second because I was like, wait a minute.
What's audio?
What? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Everything's good to go. So now what were we saying?
So we load trailers, and it's cool. It's a lot of heavy lifting. I feel like I'm in a little better shape. Like I stepped on a scale a few weeks ago. It didn't give me a different number, but I feel and look a little bit better.
Yeah, your body fat percentage probably went down.
And it's cool. It's like the supervisors for the most part don't fuck with you unless you're moving slow. They very rarely. They never said anything to me.
Right.
And
because you're a good man, you're a good worker.
when I
You
work,
gotta do what you gotta
bro.
do. Yeah.
But
can you listen to whenever you're working? Can you like listen to podcasts?
Yeah,
can
I
you
can listen.
do something to occupy yourself while you roll?
As long as you can just have your earphone in one ear and you're good. If I'm on the trailer by myself, and I'm be on the trailer by myself for a while, I don't even use the earphone. I just listen to it on my speaker.
Yeah.
And motherfuckers are inside the building because I work outside. Motherfuckers are inside the building. They'll carry giant fucking speakers and just be listening. Like there's this one dude who listens to metal, black dude who listens to metal. Obviously, I listen
What
to
kind
some
of metal?
Older stuff. I've mostly noticed them listen to like older stuff, like
Yeah.
Metallica, Megadeth, like 80s stuff.
Yeah, like more
But,
thrash, fast-paced stuff.
But he knows about newer stuff, and like he's young. I think he's 30.
Yeah.
So he's not like he's an old dude.
Right.
So
He's not
like,
old
and then
head.
there's this white dude that walks around who listens to like pretty much everything. So you can have a speaker. Like no one gives a fuck. I mean, obviously everybody doesn't
pretty
want to
cool,
listen to
though.
the same music.
Yeah.
But it's not like when I worked at the Big A. And they didn't want you to have headphones. I was like, no, like this company is very smart. It's like, yeah, you can have it in just one fucking ear. And because you need to be able to hear if the fucking building's on fire or shit like that, or if somebody's backing up a truck or, shit like that. But today was just, today I went in at like 1 something. I work early in the morning. Today I went in at 1 something, and usually I get out of there 8:30. Sometimes before that. Never after 8:30. I didn't get out of the day until almost 10. And the people I was working with, they started leaving. Because, like, one dude goes to school, and another dude said he had to take his mother to physical therapy and shit. And it's just like, I get you got shit to do, but you fuckers are leaving me.
But now they're
with all this fucking
all their
work.
work's going back to you.
And I'm the last, not me personally, but the people that do my task are the last ones done. Because the stuff starts at one place and it ends at us. So obviously we're the last. We can't be the first ones done if the work's not done on the other end. Mm-hmm. So they have no problem if we're busy taking us to put us in the other places, but they very rarely give us anybody else, to replace that. So once the people are done unloading their trucks, they go home.
They're done. Right.
Like they can stay, but they go the fuck home, which I don't blame them.
Right.
But Today it was
Because
just
it's
like
overnights anyway, so they're probably wanting to tired. They probably
Right.
got like family crap that they got to do, all that other good
the
stuff.
thing is, it's not overnight, and that's what makes it better for me mentally. I go in dumb early. I go in 2:00 in the morning,
yeah,
but it's not overnight.
Right.
That mentally, that saves me. Like it's not like I'm going in at 10, getting off at 6. That
Right.
would fuck with me, because it's like I got to work twice in this one day. You know what I mean? But so today.
Point two though.
Today, one of my coworkers, and he was cool, man. Like boxes, he kept getting fucked up. Like he would scrape his leg on the cart, and I'm like, bro, yo, what the fuck's going on, bro? Why you keep getting fucked? Like he kept getting fucked up by
Right.
boxes, not like big box or anything, but it was still funny. And then towards the end, a guy that works on the inside, the guy that listens to metal, he came out. And he was pushing a cart onto the trailer, and it was this small box. It wasn't light, but it wasn't heavy, and it fell down. And it hit him like in this area. And this man, like, he deserved the fucking Oscar, bro. he was like, ow! He was like, my shoulder dislocated for a second. It popped itself back in, but I felt it. He was like, I'm glad I'm double jointed. And I'm just thinking to myself, this motherfucker is wild, bro. Like, and I was trying not to laugh, bro. Cause obviously I've been hit with boxes and shit, but like, that was just such an accurate assessment. Like
Right.
your shoulder popped out, and it popped back in that quick. And like, I'm no fucking doctor. I don't know about physiology and shit and anatomy, but I don't think that's possible. I don't think that's ever happened to any other human but you. And it's just like I was trying to laugh in his fucking face, and then so it was me and him and one other dude at the very end, and then the trucks are starting to roll out, right? So we have our standard trucks. You guys know our trucks. I'm not gonna say what they look like, because then you know immediately.
But
who
you
I
know,
work
like
for.
the big
But
semi-type
yes.
trucks.
Well, box trucks, and these are just the smaller box trucks. So I guess we also have
Are
rental
they like
trucks.
those white work trucks, but like with the box?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not diesel. They're They're like regular.
But we have rentals sometimes. So we have like a Penske rental.
Gotcha,
And it
gotcha.
clearly stands out, but the driver does the same work. It's just that truck.
What it is, right?
So we have a rolling gate, and obviously it's very high. It's high off the ground. It wasn't open for maybe like a foot at the top, which is no problem. All the other trucks are coming through. Dude in the fucking Penske truck, he's coming through, and the only reason why I paid any attention because he honked his horn. They always honk their horn, you know, like in case someone can't see him, even if they're going forward and they're turning. And so his horn was different. His horn was like one of those diesel, like the like, you know how diesel his entrance music was?
Right.
It was that kind of horn, so it caught my eye. So I'm looking at him. He stopped, and then he starts coming, and I'm like, oh shit, he's gonna hit the fucking rolling gate. It's like, it's just a foot. Normally it wouldn't be an issue. He's gonna hit it. So I'm like, ho, and he doesn't hear me too. All you hear is just mad crunching, and I'm like, shit. So I go over, like, obviously he fucked up the gate, and so I didn't know what to do. I didn't like, 'cause it was like, if I try to raise the gate anymore, it's off the track now. So he was just sitting there, and then like one of the building fucking managers came, like some dude that just works during the day, like I don't know who the fuck he is,
Right.
and he's just talking to the dude. Like I went back over to my work like 10, 15 feet away, and he's talking to the dude. And dude just looks like he's not having a good fucking time, bro. Like, I mean, obviously it wasn't his fault. Like, his truck was bigger than all the other trucks. Like,
Right.
and you probably don't think about that.
No, it's
like,
just
and he
one
was
of those
being
things.
safe. He stopped. He's honking his horn. And it's just like, I hope he didn't get fired. But the shit was not. I doubt he gets fired. I hope he doesn't even get reprimanded.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah, it's
shit
just one of those
was hilarious to me, bro. Like, cause the way he was sitting in his truck, he was just looking like shit, and I was just fucking joking. I'm like, him calling his wife like, yeah, baby, I know we were gonna go to Bora Bora after Christmas and shit, but I might not have a job at like that
Not
shit.
now.
And then so one of the other, so again it was me and a metal dude and then another dude. That dude had asked me to give him a ride somewhere, so I gave him a ride. And most of us have direct deposit. He gets a physical check, right?
Right.
So we get paid on Fridays, like most jobs. If you have direct deposit, it might come in Thursday. He opens his check while we're in the car, and he shows it to me. He's like, "What the fuck is this shit?" So I look at it, and the check is for $59.59. Right? And he's like, and I'm thinking, you're asking, what the fuck is this, motherfucker? You came to work like 1 day last week. Like, the fuck do you mean? And then I was just giving money away. You weren't, I'm thinking, you weren't fucking here. Like, you can't be surprised if you weren't fucking here.
What was he thinking?
I don't fucking know. And then he started
He
doing
was there like one maybe.
Well, he looked at
2
the
days.
hours, and it was like maybe 2 days. But I'm like, he's like, that's just 2 days. That can't be right. And I'm thinking, like I'm like, if you could see me, I'm making meme faces, like, come to work, motherfucker. Like I don't know how you do it. And then he was like, well, maybe it could be right, but that can't be right. And it was just he was going through it, and I'm thinking, I wanted to say, motherfucker, you know you weren't here.
How do you put your time in?
You clock in
Clock it.
on a electronic clock, and you know you weren't fucking here. You know you weren't fucking
But
here.
this big ass company is sliding you on a couple dollars.
Well, to be fair, one of the dudes that I prefer working with, I think it was my second week there. So it was like my second check. And I think he was there for like a week or two before me. He didn't get a check, but he did work. So they do everybody makes mistakes.
Right.
But motherfucker, this wasn't a mistake.
Not
You
like
weren't
that.
at work.
Not a mistake like that.
You weren't at
Yeah.
work. And that motherfucker, when they didn't give him it, that one dude didn't give him his check, when they gave it to him the next week, because it took a week. We get paid every week, but damn, that would still suck. But that was probably was a nice ass check because it was 2 weeks and one. But yo, I'm like, why are you surprised that your check is little as shit when you weren't fucking here? Like, you know you weren't here. You know you didn't. It's not like you woke up in the morning, came into worked, and you're like, something ain't right. No, you knew you maybe didn't even set your alarm, or that alarm went off, and you were like, I'm not for it today.
I'm not making it. Did they at least? Do you know if they at least called in?
We probably don't, because
If
I
it's no
missed
call, no
one
show,
day.
Then it's not like, because some people don't play with a no call, no show. But
I
some
think
places,
this
if they
company,
need you,
this company's a little desperate.
They're gonna, they're
Because,
gonna.
bro, let me tell you, the last time we recorded, I wasn't here last week. The week before that, I recorded. I didn't go to work the next day, which I discussed with you. I didn't call out. Like, I went and I made sure I had the number if I wanted to call.
Right.
But I was like, when do you call out? I'm not waking up at 1:30 in the morning to call out and say I'm not coming to work. That'd be fucking, that defeats the point. And, like, I don't want to disturb someone at night that's sleeping because, so I was
And
like.
then tell them, and
like,
then
I'm
they'll
just
have to
not
relay
gonna.
the message.
Well, I'm just like, I don't want to wake you up. So I'm just like, I'm not fucking calling out. I'm just not going to be there. And nothing happened. There was no consequence. Like,
You just showed up the next day, and it was like, wait, what's up?
yeah.
going
And
on, Bob? How
apparently
you doing,
nobody fucking showed up that day. It was like, apparently like 2 fucking people showed up that day. And I was just like,
Do they do overtime, though? So I would imagine in order for them to be able to handle, like, people being able to, like, no call, no show, they would have to be able to give out some overtime.
They call. All right. So there was one day, I think this was my second week. It was just a random day. It was kind of slow, but I wouldn't have thought it was slow enough for this. My supervisor came up and he was like, "Hey, do you want to leave?" All right. Well, let me back it up a few minutes before, like a half hour before. Not enough people were there. So then they called folks. I guess folks showed up. I was there. I came in, but then it was too many people, I guess, and we were kind of slow. Which sometimes in earlier nights is slow. And he was like, "Do you want to leave?" And I didn't want to get out of my bed that day anyway, but so I was like, "Hell yeah, I'll leave." And I literally worked less than 2 hours that day. But so yeah, they call people in if there's not enough people. But like, and it's it's not a big building. It's a very small location for the company.
Right.
Like there's larger buildings in the general area than us. But so yeah, they call people in and they send, like, so that day I left, like, there's one manager. He'll take the little keyboard or lock it so you can't clock in or if you're late.
You have to find him to clock
right.
in.
So I was clocking out, but he thought I was clocking in, and I was like, "No, I've been here." But there was a dude that just came in, and this manager's a dick.
So how much time did he have left before he clocked back in?
What do you mean?
So, like, because you were clocking out, but this person was trying to clock in.
So this was like I hadn't even been to work for 2 hours. So if I came in at 2:30, it wasn't even 4.
So you were clocking out for, like, your lunch.
No, I was going home. They
Oh,
asked
okay.
me if I wanted to go
Oh,
home.
that was the same day.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So this dude was just showing up.
Right.
Now, mind you, I don't know if it was. I'm assuming it was his day to work. I'm assuming we all worked the same day. But, so I don't want to say he was late, but maybe they did call him in.
Right.
But either way, the manager was a dick. He was like, "Yeah, you can go home. We don't need you." And the way he said that shit, and then he was like, "Yeah, come to work on time." And I find this shit funny. I don't know the dude's situation.
Yeah,
Again, he could have been late for work or he could have been called in. But if you called me in and I came in and then you told me you didn't need me, I'm going to jail that day.
I wouldn't be.
It's
I
like-
would not be a happy camper. You'd be
Like,
facing
no, if
that.
I'm late,
You
that's on
GTA
me.
his ass into a
Right.
wall.
Yes. If I'm late, that's on me. Like one day last week, I went into work. All right, so again, I work outside.
Yeah.
So Tuesday rained its ass off. So Tuesday, I was soaking wet. Wednesday, that's when I told you I didn't feel good. That's why I wasn't here last week because I wasn't feeling this shit.
Not a good, right.
So Wednesday, I was like, I'm going in late. I don't give a fuck.
Is what it is.
I didn't wake up until I would normally be at work. So my alarm went off at 2:30 or probably later than that. No, my alarm went off at 1:30. I was like, no, I'll set it to 2. When it went to 2, I was like, oh, I'll set it to 3. I got to work about 4 o'clock. And they put me somewhere different. And I'm thinking, where I work at, we get like the shit into the deal. So I'll be I'll still be in my same area. I'll still have to work outside. It was still raining that day. Nope, they put me inside. And it was super easy. I was unloading trucks as opposed to loading them. And the dude I was working with, really small dude, really skinny black dude. I get it. You're not as big as me, but you can't be a little weak bitch, regardless. This motherfucker was like, can you help me pick this box up? And I'm like, it's a team effort. I get it. But I'm like, the people I work with on a normal day basis, they would never ask me for shit. And they're little ass motherfuckers,
And
too.
He might be asking a lot now.
And I'm like, I'm gonna help you. I'm not saying anything to him. I'm like, I'm gonna help you, but like, man, bro, that shit not even heavy. Like, I go to pick the boxes up, shit's not even heavy. And I'm like, damn, bro, you need to eat your Wheaties, bro. You need to get some spinach in you or some shit. Like, I'm not saying this to him, but I'm like, this can't be real life.
Right.
This can't be fucking real life. Like, these aren't heavy boxes. I get it if it's bulky.
How long has he been working? Is this a new guy?
He came after me because he usually leaves with these 2 chicks, and they came like a few weeks after me. So I'm assuming he also was new.
Yeah.
And I didn't even
live near each other or something.
Well, okay. So I didn't even know he was the dude. Like, it was 2 chicks. One chick stands out for reasons. Like, obviously she caught my eye. And then the other chick's with her, and I always see it. And then there's always a dude with them. I didn't even realize he was that dude until they were leaving that day. Because obviously I didn't give a fuck about him.
No, you pay attention
Like,
to
I
him.
just paid attention to the one chick. So I did some research. I found out the chick that caught my eye, they actually have like a kid together. And
Damn.
so I'm glad I never shot my shot at her.
Right.
Because I don't want no drama. Like, don't get me wrong.
Nope. Especially
Like-
no work drama. Work drama is the worst anyway.
Right. I shot my shot at this chick, and she didn't say anything, and it was cool. But then I found out she was married, and I wouldn't have shot my shot if I known she was. I didn't know.
Right.
I don't want to disrespect anybody's unions, relationships, homes.
Right. Whatever.
I just didn't know, and she didn't say anything, and that's cool. But I found out, and I was like, I did feel a little embarrassed because I just wouldn't have done it.
Yeah. Because if had you known.
Right.
But you didn't know. That's just one of those.
Yeah.
That's life. That's life.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, at least you shot your shot because some people can't even do that. You know,
Bro,
that's the hard part
it's
for
lonely
some
out in
people
these
to shoot
sheets,
their
Joe. That's the
Yep.
thing I used to tell Jimmy all the time. Like, what's the worst that could happen? The worst is you can get told no.
Yeah.
Right? And that's not the worst. Like, they could carry you. Could be like, ew,
They could,
like,
they
ew,
could-
mango, you
look,
ugly.
They can put you on live and be like, look, this motherfucker
This
thinks he's got a
motherfucker
shot.
trying to, like, there's worse things
Publicly
than
shame
no.
the shit out of you.
But we're just going to say the worst that can happen is
right.
no.
Right.
Right? It could just be various degrees of no.
Generally
Right.
speaking, you know, most people is going to try to be polite and they're going
Right.
to try to say no.
And I'm not a pushy person, like.
Especially if you're not too pushy.
Oh,
anyway,
shit, I
'cause
just
most
realized
people
my
respect
fucking
that, you know?
computer's touchscreen, bro. This is big dick
never knew
shit, bro.
that?
No! I've had this shit for like 2. Bro, I feel like I won the lottery.
And you never touched it.
Bro, I've never. Bro.
Because I've
Bro,
tried. I've
my
wished.
previous
I've wished.
laptop, bro, I had for like 13 years. No! Who thinks about that? That's some shit my kids would do because
Yep.
they're used to a tablet
Yeah,
and shit.
exactly.
No, I'm not gonna
Exactly.
touch my screen. Ah, shit, bro.
shit.
I feel like
What is that?
I'm the president.
You pretty much
I just
are,
won
man.
the election.
Well, we were, and when we first started this podcast, we were talking about your 2020 campaign, and the 2020 campaign didn't quite come through.
Well, yeah. Not 2020 because I knew I wasn't old enough. I'm not old enough to be president.
Yeah, you got to be,
But
35?
35. But
Okay,
2024,
okay.
in 2024, folks, I will be 36. So I'm campaigning. I'll be 35,
Campaign for a long
2023.
time, yep.
This is something I've wanted. I'm ready to bring fascism to America. I mean, I'm ready to make America a great place.
Yep.
Not make America great again. I want to make it a great place. Because I'm acknowledging that, there's flaws in the system. I'm going to bring you things like term limits, and everybody's going to have food, and everybody's going to have clothing and housing.
Wait a minute, everybody's going to have food? I don't agree with
There's
that.
not going to be any hungry people.
I don't think you got to have
There's
food
not
to
gonna be
live.
There's not going to be any hungry people in the new
You
America.
can't have food to live,
Now,
Bob.
mind you, if you don't like pinto beans, I can't help you. And I don't mean that to say
Or red
we're
beans and rice.
I don't mean that to say we're only going to have pinto beans, but I mean your rations, your weekly rations may have pinto beans on Tuesday.
Right.
Trade them if you don't want them, but that's
There's not much you
Tuesday
can do about
that
that.
week.
That's the rations at that point.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
but no, we're not gonna be just. I got a lot of gas since this new president came in because he just gives us big. No, we're not gonna have pinto beans 7 days a week, 3 times a day.
Yes,
Like,
new president came in.
this new president, man, I don't know how they let him in office. We're not giving him no more years, bro. We are fucking gassy in these streets. No, I mean, I just like things like, okay, you get your rations or Monday through Friday. Damn, you can't eat on the weekend. That was a mistake.
You gotta figure it out, guys. Bob Hollywood.
You gotta
Monday
figure
through
out-
Friday, I got you.
You gotta figure that shit
On
out.
the weekends, though,
On the weekends, you're on your own.
you're on your own.
If
There's
you're not
much you
working,
can
you're
do.
not eating.
Yep.
But no, however many days there are in a week, you'll get your food. You'll get 3 meals a day, 3 square meals a day, man. It's like, and that's good. Like, you don't have to worry about that. You know how much of a burden that.
That's a huge
If you
burden in itself.
all right, if you look at the American people and people all across the world in general, if you look at what their money goes to, if you take away any one thing that their money has to go to and they don't have to worry about that anymore, that just relieves them of so much
lot.
shit.
Yep.
Like stress. It's just money is obviously we need it because of the way we've set things up now. Now again, the Mayans might not have had money.
No, right.
Like the dyslexic Mayan that wrote the calendar, that wanted to let us know that next year is the last year.
Right.
He didn't get paid for his shit, but he got to eat the deer that the hunters brought back.
Right.
You
He
know
was
what
cool.
I mean? Like
He was
everybody,
cool. He was still an intellectual. He still did his work. I'm sure.
No, he's not
like,
dumb. He just
right.
gets his numbers
That's
backwards.
just one of those big things that people remember. But I'm sure he probably helped the civilization throughout his years while he was
Right,
on Earth.
right.
This is just a later prediction that we're judging him
Well,
on.
also,
How
I just
dare
want to
us?
clarify that dyslexic people aren't dumb.
No.
They just get their numbers backwards. I don't even want to say confused.
Right.
It doesn't happen to me as frequently. I'm not dyslexic, but we all make mistakes. It's just that these people have a propensity to do it.
Mm-hmm.
My English teacher in 6th and 7th grade, she was dyslexic, and she's the fucking English teacher. Like
Yep.
obviously she went to college, and it's just that we all have
Made it through.
mistakes we make. Some people can't focus. They have fucking ADHD, but they're not any dumber.
So we had Chanel in the chat said, "When you're fired, you will be like the man who he didn't know, who he didn't know, and he had to work, but he had to go back and check. And you better start calling out."
I've missed one day, like I said, and I came in late one day. I am a worker, bro. Like I need my fucking money. Like
Yeah.
shit, this crack's not gonna buy itself, bro. Like,
That's what I'm saying. Whatever type of crack you may be into.
actual rock,
Cement,
actual
crack rock,
crack,
the rock.
the rock. But no, yeah. I also, folks, just want to warn you. I don't think we have a topic for today, which is cool.
Yeah, no,
But it's just two dudes. I haven't seen Ron in
I
two.
was trying to think of like we could do like some of the silly stuff that we do, but it's election night. Everybody's gonna be thinking about that. So let's just try to lighten the spirits and just have a little bit of fun and not go too crazy into anything.
Well, we
like-
also didn't get the pregame. Like
Right,
I literally was voting before I came here.
Right.
So-
So I'm gonna go take a pee. Then let's talk about our experiences because I did my first ever mail-in voting, which spoiler alert, very easy. I don't know. I have because I've always done it on election day where I
Right.
went and sat in line, and then line was never really that bad. But then, like, I kept hearing people, but I haven't talked to anybody in Maryland. I keep hearing from other people from all, and other places saying that, like, the lines haven't been too long. But your experience was different. So I'm going to go take a pee, and then we'll...
All right. And he foolishly left me here with you guys, so...
You gotta,
So I'm about to just do a bunch of... Fortnite dances. Like, I don't know.
Truly, or you good?
I'll take one more. I have time to sleep it off before I got to go to work. Grazie.
And they're just Truly.
And, I don't know, like, why are all the strawberry lemonades one? Well, I guess that was 2 weeks ago. It's not like it's the same case. But I'm like, damn, like, the strawberry lemonade Trulies are the best.
Well,
So
when I get them, I try to make sure that I drink the mangoes because I know that
everybody else hates them.
everybody else hates them, and it don't matter to me.
And, that's the problem with America. Everybody hates mangoes. And that's why you needed to vote today.
Oh, I gotta come back. I can't even go pee. I can't even go pee.
Oh, man, that was a good one.
I love that. Like, there are people in our chats who do know what you mean when you say.
Well, I think we clarified it. Like,
Sure.
so if you guys get on the SVR bandwagon early enough, you'll know when you'll see the mango shirts. Okay. So Ron's gonna go pee. How is everybody? Like I said, I missed last week because of work and I was tired. But I'm here today. This is weird because it's like now I'm talking to myself. I know you guys can obviously respond in the chat, but I don't see how people do podcasts with just one person. That's fucking weird to me. Pee faster, Ron. Pee faster. Gotta drink water in between your alcohol. So if you're taking shots, every 2 shots, make sure you drink water. If you're drinking Truly, just make sure you drink water.
What's that?
I was just giving tips on how to stay hydrated while while you're alcoholing.
Indulging in alcoholism.
There you go. When you're feeding the alcohol.
Make it a fancy way. I'm back now, y'all. I'm not urinating anymore, so we're good. This tweet reminded me of you, Bob. It said, and let's see if you know who I'm quoting. Fuck the early vote. Only the late, the real.
Say that last part one more time.
Okay. Fuck the early vote. Only the real.
Oh, that's Iron Sheik. That's the Sheik.
I was gonna
That's
give
the
it
Sheik,
away.
bro.
That's the Sheiky, baby.
That's the Sheik, baby.
I was going to fucking give it away and be like, break your back and make you humble.
When I go to sleep, because my parents raised me poorly and to not conserve electricity. When I go to sleep, I usually watch television. I usually have my television on. I'll watch YouTube.
Like it's soothing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not always like that, but most of the time I am.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's because I live with Rick, and he'll be up sometimes, and like I don't want to hear him typing on his computer, or he might be watching something.
Right.
And I just to drown that out.
Just like a distraction.
And
even like his background noise would be a distraction for you, but you need like something more that's in the room.
Well, all right. I will get to this story because it is about the Iron Sheik. But if I'm going to sleep and I fall asleep and there's no noise, I'm good. But sometimes I'll wake up and he'll be up, and he'll be again on his computer or something. And I know I'll focus on whatever he's watching if it's loud, or if I hear the clicking of his keyboard, it's just going to distract me.
Yeah, it's just.
So if I don't feel like turning on my PlayStation to turn on YouTube, I'll do it on one of my phones. And I just got to have it on. Usually YouTube is the easiest shit because I know whatever I turn on, I don't have to focus on. Like I just don't. I know that's weird, but I know if I turn on a movie, I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna start focusing, and then I'll get sleepy, and I'm like, well, I want to watch this later, and so it's too much thought. But YouTube, it's like I don't care what it is.
Yeah, it's just anything.
So sometimes I'll wake up and there'll be random wrestling related stuff, depending on what I watch. But there was a documentary about the Sheik playing one day, and it wasn't like serious. It was like the Sheik after his wrestling. The Sheik make joke, the break your back, make you humble type shit, and like how he's just become. I was gonna say like a meme, and I think that's pretty cool because I don't think he's wrestling, which you shouldn't have to wrestle at his age,
right.
But obviously there are still wrestlers who do it. But if you can still do like your convention circuits and stuff like that, And it's not even necessarily based on your wrestling, but because you were able to become a meme, you were able to successfully market yourself. I think that's cool as shit.
You can't beat that. Yeah, you can't beat
Like, that's just smart.
Yep.
That's just genuinely intelligent. Like, look at the Do Little Butcher, who does still wrestle, who's like 70-something years old, but he has restaurants, he has businesses and stuff. He's like the Magic Johnson of fucking wrestling, basically.
Yeah.
And that's just
He's
smart.
got his own stuff going on.
Like I've never supported any of his business because they're not like everywhere,
Yeah.
but I know they're like in Atlanta.
He's got a steakhouse in Atlanta.
Right, because I remember even this was back in the movie ATL came on like 2006, 2005 with T.I., which is a fucking great movie. T.I. is a decent actor, and they're talking. T.I. he's a decent actor. He's still acting, but they were talking about one of the Sheik's restaurants. They might have been in the movie, and I'm just like, that's just smart.
Awesome.
You obviously have built yourself up. That it wasn't a plug. It wasn't like when you see Coca-Cola in a movie.
Right.
This is genuinely a part of these people who live in Atlanta's culture, basically.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah.
So I think that's smart. Obviously, you're savvy. Like, everybody doesn't have that savvy. You're doing a podcast. You don't have to be doing a podcast, but it's something you want to do. And it's not just, you could have waited until you were done with wrestling in 20 years if it's that long. But you're doing it now. You're doing it while you're still also getting your foot in the door and making connections. It's just fucking smart.
Yeah.
Like,
that's like the where we are today now, you know,
Right.
because like even in like all the wrestling tryouts that I've been in more recently, their main thing is they're like, yeah, you got to be more than just a wrestler.
you have to be.
You have to.
Because
you have to be.
I don't want to shit on it. I'm not in the business, and that's an episode I'm upset that I missed. I think I told you that when it was you, Ron. It was you, Rick, and Jimmy,
It was the
and you were
Meltzer.
talking about Meltzer,
Yeah.
the great Dave Meltzer debate. And it's like, I agree with you and Jimmy on the things you were saying because you are in the business. I'm going to take your side over that. I don't think that Rick was necessarily wrong about a lot of shit, but I
Right.
do think being in the business, you are privy to a lot of stuff that folks outside of the business are. And the internet, and even before that, I guess like with like dirt sheets and stuff like that, gave a lot of,
internet.
it exposed a lot of the business, and I think it made a lot of folks that weren't in the business think they knew everything or more than, you know what I mean? So I agree with you two in that regard. But it's just like you can't do wrestling forever. I watch indie shows, or I watch people make fun of people in indies if their gimmick, like we talked about last time, if their gimmick is ripping off someone who's been in the mainstream.
Yep.
And it's like you'll see anybody who's gone to an indie show, you'll see 40-year-old men, 50-year-old men, people that aren't in shape and they're young. And it's like, I don't want to shit on you for doing your passion. I don't want to shit on anybody for doing their passion unless their passion is fucked up shit. But you got to know you've either missed your opportunity or you're going to be overlooked because you don't look a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you can also branch that out. Like, I don't know, like if you're a 50-year-old person in the indies and you've been doing the indies for 30 years, you know you're not going to make it to WWE.
No,
You're
right.
not going to make it to TNA. You're not going to make it to, and that's cool. But I hope you're not Monday through Friday because you're wrestling Saturdays or Sundays. I hope you're not busting your bank. You're busting your ass doing construction.
Right.
You know, shit
Right.
like that. I hope you're doing something else that's for you.
Right.
Because like nobody wants to work for somebody all their life unless you're a baby boomer, because they think that's the way to go.
That's the way to go.
But-
It's secure. It's secure.
It's secure, bro, but I'm not working until I already know if I were to work for somebody my whole life, I'm never retired.
Yeah.
I've
yeah.
felt that way for a
Yep.
long time.
Yep.
Like now, if I have my laptop in front of me, the camera's actually right above my laptop. You guys might be able to see the top, but
Just barely. Yeah.
But I don't want to work for myself. I want to write. I'm trying to focus on the more. I do reviews on YouTube. I don't think that market on YouTube will never be that big. It's not
It's more of a niche.
It's
type.
not right.
Yeah.
Like, but you
there
can
is
do it
there is
successfully.
people there
Well,
who
I'm
like
saying
it.
even the ones that are successful,
Mhm.
they get money out of it. Like their fans send them money, they buy for more figures. Sometimes the companies will send them figures,
Right.
but they're not like the. I'm trying to think of like really big markets. Like I don't want to necessarily call them drama. like the drama YouTubers, but they're not like the video. Not even all video
They're
games,
like
but
the
you know, they're not
IRL
PewDiePies. Like
no,
the
but they're
PewDiePie.
like the IRL streamers.
Yeah.
Because there's like IRL streamers who are just going out and just talking shit, and they'll do super chats. They'll have like super chats on, so people can pay to do their super chats. And if you pay for a super chat, that'll like literally have it read it out while you're there. But these people will be in real life, and they'll be in like a gas station, and they'll have like a super chat will come through, and it'll be some of the most horrendous shit that you could say, but it's like a robot voice reading it, and then people are just looking back at this person who's like, "Oh, I'm trying," and they're trying to explain what's going on,
Right.
and everybody's like, "Well, you could turn it off. You could turn it off." He's like, "No, but this is how I get paid," and it's like then it's this weird argument. It's just confrontations just get created anytime they're in public because they're streaming. They stream themselves all the
And
time.
I don't want to
It's
do
crazy.
that.
No.
And
This is why we have a regular podcast.
This
where
is
we
this
talk.
is the most I want to give people of myself.
Yeah.
And there have been folks that follow SVR that have sent me friend requests, and I accept those friend requests. I know who you are. I know the names because we see you in the chat.
Yep.
Like, but even then, if you're my friend on Facebook, you're very rarely going to see a photo of me. Like
Yeah,
you're
you don't
very
post
rarely going
photos
to see
of
the.
you. It's
The
usually
only
memes.
time we see my face is if you'll take a picture here,
Yep.
or if we're around this
We'll
house.
do-
I
yep,
don't
yep.
take pictures
We'll
of
do,
myself.
like
Honestly,
the Christmas
right.
photo.
So
yep.
like if you go back through Facebook and you look at pictures, again, it's either those situations or they're really old photos. And like I still look
Yeah,
the same,
yeah.
but I don't. In general, I don't take pictures. I don't just go and say, "Oh, fucking selfie," you know.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say,
yeah.
"Is my fucking flashlight on?" But no, like I don't take fucking pictures, and like I'll post shit. Like sometimes I'll post like a long ass paragraph and shit, and it's like shit that's going on in my mind. But that's very rare. It's mostly fucking memes. It's mostly self-deprecating
Some silly-
humor,
yeah,
shit
some
like
silly
that.
Shit that you'll post about that's like happening in life.
Right, and that's just
Is
me.
it just me or
I just think this shit's funny.
Absurd subject.
I just think this shit's fucking funny, man.
It is though, and that's like I mean, we're all living in clown world. It's all a clown world, you know.
Yeah, but like some people go on Facebook and they're like, "Oh man, like all right, I went to high school with this dude. I've been friends with him on Facebook for like the last 2 or 3 years, and he's physically handicapped, not mentally handicapped. He's just physically handicapped, and he'll post a lot of stuff that exposes how understandably angry he is at the world. But it's like, I don't ever want to do that. Like, even if I were in his situation, I don't feel like it's my personality to do that. And I'm not judging anyone who does that. It's just, that's not me.
That's a tough one, man. That's a tough one because I've seen guys that I know who. So there's people who will post like, "Oh, I'll fuck this person up," and then they like, "Oh, I was at Hooters the other day, and this guy was giving me the eye." I was like, "Fuck you, man," and he didn't say shit back. So they're posting this weird, aggressive, tough guy stuff. Yeah, like weird, like you don't do that, do you? You're a child or you're an adult. No, this is a grown ass man. And I'm just sitting here imagining this guy go to fucking Hooters and he gets a big old cup of milk and he's typing, "Oh, I'm so angry," and he's drinking his little glass of milk. But then you get the opposite of that, which is like more of the depressed, more of the. I've seen people, and I don't know like if it's like them just wanting attention or not, but they will like post pictures of themselves, putting themselves in compromised positions. Like, "Oh, I'm going to step out in front of this traffic because nobody will care anyway." But they'll say stuff like that, or just that type of stuff. And it's like, and then you see like people are doing what they're supposed to do because they're like, no, everything's like, it's,
Right.
you're not thinking right. You this and that and that and this. And it's like at a certain point, like, it's frustrating because it's like, dude, what are you doing?
Right.
And he's still here posting and all that other good stuff. But then you see like, and this isn't like a singular person. I've seen multiple people do this type of stuff, and I don't have like a person in mind exactly who's doing it, but you know that personality type, and you see
of course.
it. And it's like, what's the best way to handle it? Because you're enabling if you are just saying, "No, don't do that. You're my baby. I love you." You know, that type of stuff.
I mean, I feel like, all right, when it comes to that,
Sorry,
obviously,
we got heavy, I know.
obviously we all have very busy lives.
Yep.
Like, once you hit a certain age, I'm not even going to put a number on it because for some people it's earlier than others. But once you hit a certain age, your life is hectic. You're literally working 5 days to get 2 days off, basically.
That's what we were just talking about before we went on. It was like, man,
So-
we're all catching up on bills.
So when people do that, everybody can't drop what they're doing to rush to their aid. And sometimes all you can offer is those Facebook comments or whatever platform it's on and say, hey, if you need to talk, I'm here. And you might answer the phone, or you might, I'm not a phone person, but if you text me, I'll text you back. I'll talk to you via text. But it's like, some people just want that attention, and that's why they're posting it.
Yeah.
Some people have no intentions of harming themselves or wanting to be harmed, but then some people do, which we've gone over on the show before.
Right. And it's like a real, like, reach out for some type of help.
Right, for something.
Right.
And it also, that feeds on the personality of the person who witnesses it or sees it, how they're going to respond.
Yep.
If you, obviously I have a very close relationship with you. It's not just on the internet, or it's not just we knew each other at one point and now we just talk through the internet.
Right.
I know you.
Been there, right.
I have your phone number. I can contact you. I see you. You didn't have to move that. It wasn't like I was going to. It wasn't like I was going to keep
bothering me
hitting
this whole time though, because I've just been sitting there, and it's like that's not connected to anything. What is it doing?
But if you were ever to post online on Facebook of all places, and be like, you guys, XYZ didn't go right for me. I'm at this train station right now. When the train comes or whatever, obviously I'm gonna fucking reach out to you.
Right,
But I know that's also not your personality.
So then something's clicking. Something's like, oh wait a minute, he doesn't normally do that.
Like we're in a group chat together. The group chat's not as busy as it once was, but the group chat is where we all. The group chat is where you get
the SBR group chat.
The
really.
group chat is where you get the lowest common denominator between us. It is where
worst.
we can be the worst possible people we can be.
Really real. You
Like,
mean really real?
Real deal, Holyfield, real as steel. If the group chat would ever get hacked,
Oh man.
oh,
Done.
I would have to go move to fucking Somalia or some shit.
No, we're all done, but
I'm moving to fucking the worst fucking South American country where they don't have internet, where they don't have phones, where they don't have newspapers. That's just like Americano. Like I can just be nobody. But
exactly.
but I don't even know how I brought that up. A group chat is a horrible place.
It's horrible, but it's like, but here's the thing, like, because I'll go and check it sporadically. And, most of the time, it's like you said, it's not really that much going on. But then when I do see somebody posted, like our old friend posted a couple weeks ago, or a couple more recently, who hasn't been on the show in a long time.
Man.
And you guys can go way back and see who I'm talking about, but we'll just leave it at that for now. But I just saw him just say, yeah, why don't you go back and pack my boxes, mango? And I was like, oh, God. Well, here we are.
Oh,
We're back.
man.
We're back.
Man, the group chat is where no one is judged
No, it's
and each of us is loved, man. This is just like, oh, man, the group chat is
that's
a
what's
fucking
beautiful
great
about
place.
it, though, because we can say the most ridiculous stuff, and it's not like, and it's like, oh yeah, what do you think about that? Oh yeah. It's not even like a thing. It was like we post ridiculous memes.
No one gets mad.
No, it's
No
just,
one. Like, we'll obviously have like a wild react.
Right.
But it's just
Oh,
like,
but
damn, I wasn't expecting. Like,
I
shit.
was about to say the best reaction I love. What I'm normally reaching for whenever I post in the chat when I do a meme is, wow, Rod, that's
Yeah.
wow.
And there's one person, we're not going to say his name. He did his voice. But it's just like, those are the best reactions. Because we're not
real.
We're not fishing for that. We're not trolling each other. It's just like, damn, bro, you really thought about
know
that?
how my friends
You
would
brought that
react.
to, and it's just like, shit. And sometimes I get a little jealous. I'm like, shit, yo, I didn't know we were fucking hitting like that.
Yeah.
I didn't know we were just stooping that low.
Right.
But we just entertain ourselves, man. It's just,
So the moral of the story is you guys need to have a close group of friends that you can just say and post whatever you can to each other so that you don't feel like that weird, like, oh, should I say this or should
Right.
Nah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, there's
If
never.
somebody thinks you went over the line, they'll just say, hey, man, what do you mean about that? Oh, that's what you meant? Oh, okay.
Right, we
Now
do
I see
have
what you were
actual
saying.
discussions.
Right.
But for the most part, like, we'll say whatever we want, and
It's just what it is.
and you should. Everybody should have that place, that space. I don't want to say safe space because
It's weird.
it's
too,
not
and
safe because
no,
we'll fucking dig into each other, and
Yep.
it's like, damn, bro, why you say that to that man? Like,
Right.
like I'm not gonna put you out there, but you've said some stuff to that person whose voice you just did, and it's just like
a lot worse when we were younger.
right. But it's
A
like
lot
if
worse.
y'all weren't friends,
No.
you would think he hates that person.
Right. Right.
But it's like, no, it's just like we know it's safe. We know.
It's
We know we can just say ew, like
Right. And do a throw up face.
and like I love it when he says stuff and you. I'm sorry we're not using any names, but when he says stuff and you and that other person you were mentioning go in, and I'm like, yes.
But that's the dynamics of the group, though, because we're
Like
all,
I know, and then Rick is real.
Rick.
Rick, when he's sitting here, he's very PC. He is that way outside of this shit. We don't say
Yeah,
that
he is.
he doesn't. I'm not saying he doesn't say blue shit, but he'll come like, oh, you can't. Why'd you say that? Like,
Right.
why would you say that?
Don't
Like
say
Rick
that,
is,
yeah.
but Rick is Rick, but it's still
He's the HR
fucking
guy, pretty
funny.
much. Yep.
Like only person that's missing in the group chat is Jimmy because we
he
couldn't
don't,
figure that
he
out.
don't jump into
But-
that. Yeah.
All of our personalities are cranked up to 11.
It really
And
is.
because we know no one gives a fuck.
Yeah.
And we get upset when some people, or one person in particular, adds random people. You're
Yeah.
like, why did you add this person?
This is our safe space.
Right.
Literally.
Like, when that person goes off the radar, and then when they were with a certain person, and that person would come and like, hey, have you seen this person? We're like, shit, we've been compromised. We can't say shit. Burn it down. Burn it down. Like,
That was because what the beautiful. He's not even joking because we had to create another group chat that was named
No Longer Compromised.
It was like, dude, we all just like we're like once we got into there, we're like, okay, how do we figure this out?
We're in
now?
the group chat, just named group chat. We get a text and says, hey, this is so-and-so. I have so-and-so's phone. Have you seen him? And we immediately make another group chat and be like, can't say shit we were saying in that one no more. Like, we'll respond to that person, but nope.
But can you imagine them going through? They're like, these are the most. What
Degenerates.
who are you associating with?
These
All
are-
these are the most disgusting people. Oh my goodness.
Like, and I think, like I said, everybody should have that safe space.
Yeah, you really should though. Like I know, like people do like the whole snowflake safe space, but you really do need to have your own. Like I think that like the whole safe space thing is a good idea, but it's not like everyone's safe space going to be different.
Right.
Like this safe space works for us because our minds work pretty fucking similarly, even though we're all very different.
Right.
The way that we know we're all so open with the way that we think. It's not so rigid like, oh, that's how you really think.
Right.
It's like, oh no, we're just fucking with each other. Sometimes we just
Like I
fuck
said,
with
if
each
it
other.
gets deep, or
talk.
we talk.
Yep.
And like that's a problem with like a lot of, and I get it. Everybody can't have a conversation with everybody. Like your views are your views, but me and Ron don't agree with everything politically, socially, but we
Spiritually.
can talk. And it's like we're not trying to change the other person's opinions.
No, we're just
We're
talking.
not calling each other names. We're just talking.
Talking.
And I don't know if we've actually been on the air, but there's been times when one of us is like, you know what, I'm not gonna talk about it, and it just is what it is. Like I'm not gonna force the other person to talk about some shit. So it's just the same thing in the group chat. It's just that again, a whole lot more degenerate shit.
It is way more degenerate.
I was talking to somebody and they were like, I was talking to this dude. I bought an action figure from him, and he was like the same age. I think he was a year older than me, so he was the same age as you.
Yeah.
And he had a podcast and shit, and he was 33, and his life was in a much different place than my life was at 32. And I'm thinking, nah, I'm fucking degenerate. Like, I want to get my shit together, but my shit's not together like how this guy's was. And like, I didn't feel lesser because of it.
Yeah.
A year or two ago, I probably would have felt like inferior in a way. But it's like, now I'm like, this is my life, motherfucker.
We are what we are.
Right.
Yeah.
I am what I am. Yeah. I'm working towards what I'm working towards. Some things will never change. But I'm not saying that because I don't want to change them. It's just some things are set in stone.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying to be an asshole or anything, but some things are set. Like, I don't like the fact that I go clock in somewhere every day. That's never going to change. Like, I enjoy my job, but I'm never going to like working for anybody.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Some people, they love clocking in. They think some of the shit we do on the side is just asinine and pointless. Nope, I don't think that way.
But there's that hope. There's that hope.
There's that hope.
And
No
you gotta
one's
always
going
hang on to some type of hope.
Right. No one's going to become a millionaire working for Instacart or Uber or DoorDash. But I think they do it because it gives them money to pay their bills and whatnot, but it also affords them the time and luxury to focus on what they want to focus on.
Right.
When you go do your 9 to 5 or whatever your hours are, you're often too tired to focus on the things you want to do, because most people aren't just working. They're taking care of their kids. If they're fucking,
They got so many
they got to worry about their home if they're a homeowner.
relationships. Like, most people's problems are relationships. Like, even if they got kids, they still have hard times figuring out their relationships because everybody has kids from different people, and then they got to situate their time, and then they got to be like, oh, well, this person's got to go over here because they have visitations and all these, and that's stressful enough without having a fucking job to have to manage it around, you know?
Right.
That's enough.
So if you can afford yourself a little more free time, like when I stopped working retail, it wasn't necessarily 100% my choice, but I knew I had a backup plan, and I was able to focus, and I was like, hey, I can spend more time with my kids. And that didn't necessarily equate to me, oh, I'm taking my kids to the park this afternoon, or I'm going to go see their baseball game, shit like that. But it did equate to me, you got a doctor's appointment, I can take you.
Yeah.
You got
that's
this,
that's
I can
huge,
take you.
though.
You got
That's huge.
You got your jiu-jitsu practice, I can take you. And the other parent schedule whose schedule is more rigid, that's less of a load. You know what I mean?
But
like,
helps
it's
the
still
family
tiring, but it
overall.
helps.
Right.
You know, like, if I go to my mother's house and she's like, well, when can you come here to help your father do this? Yes, I do have a schedule that I have to adhere to, but it's much earlier when most people aren't awake. And so I'm like, I can help you this day. It's just so much easier. And like when I worked retail, even when I was full-time, there was nothing set in stone. It wasn't 9 to 5. It wasn't overnight. It was, this day you're coming in at 10, you're leaving at 6. This day you're coming in at 6, you're leaving at 2. This day you're coming in, you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, for 5 days a week, you never know what you're going to do. Sometimes I would close at 10, get off at 10, have to be back at 6 in the morning. And I got used to it, but that you didn't have that freedom.
Right.
Like, and I enjoyed that job. If I didn't enjoy that job, that would have been hell.
Yeah.
But I actually enjoyed that job because, as I tell people every day, your managers make your fucking job. You can have a job that you physically just don't like, but your managers make you want to come in. Or you can have a job that you enjoy, but if you have assholes for managers, you don't want to come to work.
That's one of the main things that I appreciate about my job now. And you know what I do, so I'm not going to say it exactly, but
Selling rocks.
yep, exactly. But my boss for that,
If you don't want to be on the corner for a certain hour,
I've had some situations where some mistakes were made, and it wasn't necessarily my mistake, but the reaction from this manager or the boss of the company, even the owner of the company, their reaction made me realize that I was like, oh, wait a minute. I appreciate the fact that you're not coming down on me for anything.
Right.
You're just saying, hell, sometimes mistakes are made. Let's just try to correct this. If you can correct this, then we're all good. It's not like how come you, let's overanalyze what already happened. No. He even said, no, this is a normal thing that happens. It happens sometimes. Just try to correct this. I forgot to get like some paperwork signed somewhere or something like that. So I had to go hunt this person down, which is my own thing. I'm fine with that because that's my job. I didn't do that part, so I'll go do it. But the way that you talk to me changed, like that could totally change the way that I even see this. But if you're like, you're respectful, you're cool, you're like, I want to give that back. Now I'll do more for you. I'm your soldier, man. I'm your soldier now.
Nobody goes up. If I come up to you and I'm kind to you, and I'm asking you to do something, and I'm in a position of authority, but I'm respecting you, unless you are a gaping asshole, you're not going to be aggressive and angry towards me. Because I wasn't that way towards you.
And we all understand, like, okay, well, really, we need to make all of this work.
Right.
And all of this work is out of our hands. So I just need to be polite to you,
right.
and hopefully
it's
you
not,
understand that.
Again, it's not like being soft. It's like, okay, Ron, I need you to do this, and I'm approaching you the right way, approaching you the way I want to be approached. Yep. It has to get done. It's not like I'm just saying, I'm not going to ask Ron to do it. Like, I'm not being soft on you or easy on you. And that's how I am when I was a supervisor. I'm just laid back. Like, in general, I'm going to go to sleep at night, and I'm going to wake up in the morning unless the gods don't want me to. Right. But I'm not going to be like, so-and-so didn't do this, so-and-so didn't do that. Things sometimes don't get done. Right. And I'm not going to go on a fucking warpath for somebody or against somebody. You know what I mean? Like, I hate those people. I hate those people that feel like they have something to prove. Right. Or like, and so they do their best to belittle the people underneath you. Like, no, it's like this chick I'm friends with on Facebook. I don't know her in real life, and I'm friends with her on Facebook. I only followed her. I only added her because she was cute and she accepted it. But she posted something about like how dudes will do whatever they say, like drug dealers will do whatever they say when they're doing all this shit for their boys, and their boy says do this and they'll do that, and they're like basically a bitch. But then they'll turn around and they're in a relationship and they treat their girlfriend like shit. And I'm like, that's just why? Why are you backwards? Like, why can't you? Hey, you can treat both of those people with respect, but like, why are you so hard on your fucking girlfriend or your kids or something? You're just weak. That you gotta, and I don't need that shit. Like me, like I said, I'm laid back. I do get upset. I can be like aggressive, but not like in a make other people uncomfortable kind of way. Right. But it's just like, I don't give a fuck.
Because you're more aware, because you're a big boy.
Right.
And you don't know how people are gonna react to the big boy. Just even raising your voice will have
like it's like when I'm at work,
know?
And like today, I was at work for a long ass time. Shit was not getting to me, but I was tired. And it's like, people come like, "Oh, you good?" I'm like, "Don't ask me that. Just leave me the fuck alone." Like, I'm gonna do this work. Like, that's all that matters.
Work, man. Leave me alone.
Like, and if I'm working, and like you mentioned, you supervise the Sansa too. That's why sometimes, bro, I go on my own little trailer, and it's like I've maxed out my fucking social engagement for the day or for the hour.
Sometimes it's just too much, man.
Like, if it's 3 of us and there's 2 trailers, I can go be on this one trailer by myself until you guys are done yours and you have no choice. But I'm like, I don't want to talk to you. I'm listening to music. I will have a conversation. I can work and talk at the same time. Some people can't, but I can. It's just like, but I only want to socially engage for so much during any 1 hour or day. But when I'm working, if I'm working and I make a mistake, I want you to say something. Obviously, come to me the right way.
So that we don't have that.
Right.
Right. We can cut that.
If I'm not making a mistake, cool. You don't have any reason to say anything to me. If I'm doing an exceptionally well job, same way. Don't say shit to me. Just leave me the fuck alone.
That's what I love about it.
Like,
because most people are like, "Well, are you gonna pat me on the back?"
No, don't come pat me on the back, because I know how I am mentally. You come pat me on the back, I'm clocking out mentally. I'm like,
oh, so I'm good.
Like, I'm checking out. I'm not doing good.
You did a great job, Bob, this week.
I did a good job. What? That means I don't have to do any more.
I'm done then.
No, I know that though. Like, don't give me any compliments.
Yep.
Like,
exactly.
that's just me personally. Like, I get, like, and there are people that want to be built up, and I get that.
Yep.
And I will personally give you compliments. Like, Jimmy will give me shit when we're here, and I'll say something nice about everybody in the room, and it's just like, I get it. People want to feel good about themselves. I'm not that way.
Right.
Don't make me feel good about myself because it's going to go to my head. Like, if we're having sex and you're like, oh, I'm coming, don't tell me that. Because I'll be like, I knocked it out. I did it. Yeah.
Done, baby.
Like, I never have to make you come again because I did it once. Like, don't tell me shit.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to do reverse psychology.
Bro,
on
if
your
I'm
ass.
having sex, talk shit. Talk shit.
His childhood's coming up now.
She'd be like,
I like when you just treat me really bad.
she'd be like, what are
baby."
you gonna do with that dick? That dick little. I'm like, okay, I'ma show you. I'ma show you. She'd be like, I don't feel nothing. What?
What?
Do not give me a compliment. That's all I'm saying. Because if you say I'm almost there, I'm already there. I beat you. I'm like, no, that was good enough. That was good enough. She's like, I'm almost there. And I'm like, I'm done. No, the fuck now. Like, you fucked that up. You fucked that up for your own self. You should have just kept your mouth shut.
Should have just already been there, baby. Should have already been. You should have said anything. You should have just reacted. What if you like saw them reacting though? What if they were reacting and they didn't say
If
anything?
it's visual, I'm like, yeah, I got to make sure she gets hers.
But you don't get confirmation, so you.
If it's audible for one, it's just like, damn, this shit distracting. This shit's kind of cool. I'm done. Like if it's just like screaming and it's like, okay, yeah, I'm done. Like, no, I can't concentrate on this and my ego at the same time. One of them got to give up, but
one of them's got to be done.
One of them got to be done, man. I'm only human. I'm only fucking human.
Yep. Yeah.
Like I was dealing with this one chick. This was years ago, and
Did she have cross-eyed?
no, she was not. This is not the one that was cross-eyed.
Inside.
Woo!
Adam, you should have saw Adam.
That was before you were here,
Adam
Adam.
looked over like,
That was before you were up here, bro.
what does that mean?
But no, I was dealing with this chick,
Yep.
and this one particular time she didn't get hers. Like she was close, and she didn't blame it on me. But I'm thinking it's your fault. It's not, like I didn't. But I'm thinking, all right, ladies, if your guy finishes before you, it's your fault. Like it's not their pussy that's good. It's your pussy that's good. Like the fuck. You can't.
They had to slow that wop down a little
Right,
bit.
that shit was just too
back it
wet.
off a little.
Like, go calm it down. Like, that is not our fault. Like, I don't have those issues, but for the dudes that do have those issues, it's not your fault, bro. Don't let these women tell you it's your fault.
Preach, Bob.
Like,
Preach.
maybe you should see a doctor. Like, I don't know how that works. I don't know. Think about your grandmother while you're doing it or some shit. But, well, just so they don't fucking get that point too early. But, or don't think about your grandmother if that's your thing.
But here's the sad thing about it.
That's somebody's thing.
They're going to discover because of you. Because they'll be like, you know what? Bob told me to think about my grandma.
Bob told me to think about my grandmother. And they're like, that way I don't come so fast. And they're like, bat. Like, oh shit, I feel it coming on, grandma. Just think about my grandma, how she always pinched my cheeks and she always smelled like lavender. And they were like, baby, I've never seen you come like that before. And they're like, I was thinking about my grandma. I was like, maybe.
Hey.
The point is, don't think about shit that shouldn't make you come quicker. That's what I'm saying. Think about cork boards or some shit.
It's the internet, brother. You gotta be precise as shit with your words, because
somebody's gonna think about their grandmother, and then you're going to find something new about themselves.
Oh, no.
And I'm not judging, because that's not my grandmother or me. So do you? But that's
not my
everybody's got
or me.
Everybody's got weird kinks, bro.
Bob,
I get it.
Bob
but
is on another level, man.
like
We
I
had to
told
get
you
him
about
there. We had
that
to get him
time.
there.
I told you about that one time I was watching porn. I'm sorry we devolved to this. Like we started off really comical and then we got serious. Now we're talking about porn. But
It's election night, y'all. But keep going.
right, this is my last time to have fun before the Civil War.
Right.
Before I have to go to war tomorrow.
We got a war to fight.
Regardless of who wins tomorrow, there's war tomorrow. But I was watching a video. I hate the word the porn, but cause that just seems so crass. Yeah. But I mentioned this before. And there was a lot going on in this video, this scenario. Not everything was real. The incest part wasn't real, but the woman who was a ginger, you get 2 thumbs up if you're a ginger. She was pregnant. You get 2 thumbs up if you're pregnant. And then her brother in the scene was a midget. You get 2 thumbs up if you're a midget. That was a lot going on. And I'm like, this is the best thing ever. Porn can't get any better than this.
That's the craziest situation.
No more porn needs to be made after this. Because you've won.
I think you've won.
You fucking won. Like
that's like a crazy stoner's like midnight dream or some shit like that.
It is what it is, bro. That was like
there were a lot of 2 thumbs ups with that though.
There was a lot going on, bro.
They marked everything off for you, so now you just discovered something about yourself.
And the thing is, I didn't even know I needed that combination in my life. You know what I mean? That's like fucking pineapples on fucking pizza, bro. You don't know you need it until you have it in your mouth, and you're like, all pizza should be this way.
It should be this way.
And sadly, all porn's not that way. I've been chasing that fucking.
You've been chasing.
That was the heroin of porn. I've been chasing that high ever since. It's been like 6 years. Like you can never get that high back, bro. That was the.
Oh man, I just fucked up my glasses.
Yeah, you've been wearing glasses a lot lately, bro.
Well, I just took them off before we started.
Well, I mean, like when you and Jimmy and Rick recorded, you had your glasses on.
Yeah, because when we record, but you're cool. We got people shaking their heads, people laughing their asses off, people saying, "Oh my God, I'm dead." Depends on how long it takes you, Bob. Oh my God, Bob.
I am not. Want to clarify, I'm a generous lover. I do everything in my power to make sure you get yours. I'm not selfish.
There you go.
Because I want you to come back. I don't want you to be like.
I want you to come back, right?
I don't want you to be like, he gave me 5 minutes and it was good, but I didn't finish. No, I want you to come back.
Right.
Because as a guy, unless you look like Ron,
right.
It doesn't just fall in your lap. You got to work for that shit. So that's that simple. Women can have it easy. Women, you guys have it so fucking easy. But men, I got to work for it. So that means I got to make sure you're happy.
You got to have personality, huh?
You got to have a personality as a dude. You do.
Bet that personality works out for you pretty well, huh?
It did in my youth. I haven't cultivated it the way.
So what do you mean?
I mean in terms of I don't put as much effort.
Yeah.
Like
that might be a good thing. That's fucked up about it. That might be a better thing. Don't put too much effort into it because you seem a little creepy.
Well, no, I mean like I know women aren't just gonna just show up. I'm not gonna wake up one morning and go to my door and there's a woman there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have to put in effort. I get that. But it's like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, every woman I saw, I would put in the effort. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like I could still do that. I do still have the energy and the stamina, but mentally you just don't even want that burden anymore.
Right.
So it is what it is.
That's one of the main things, man. That's just one of the main things about it.
That's what it is.
I know.
Like, and I get it. Not everybody's satisfied sexually for different reasons. Some people it is that actual person. Sometimes it's their partner. For different reasons. But I do my best, not tooting my own horn. But you're going to come back. You're going to come back.
You're going to come back, though. You're going to come back.
Until you realize I'm full of shit, and
you're
not gonna get certain other things from me. But
That's not bad though. That's not bad though. I mean, you know.
Can we go on a date? No, I can't be seen in public with you. So,
I can't be seen in.
no, I have a reputation to uphold. But
I can't have people thinking that I'm out with the likes of you. What is this, the
well,
caste?
I can't cut off the other
Is
ones.
this the caste system? You just don't want to be seen with a lower class woman? What is this?
Me, here. You, here. And when we're over here, it's like this. But when we're over here,
Oh no!
who is that?
Wait, can you say your name to me again? I don't remember.
Have we met before? You look so familiar.
I love when people try to be fancy. And that's probably like an American thing when they do the British, like the British accent.
Yeah.
It's got to be an American thing. I wonder like where like other countries.
I wish. I was gonna say. I wish we
like,
could do like a fucking. I don't know, not like a documentary, but somehow poll people and be like, hey, when you're in your country, you're trying to sound fancy. Who do you imitate?
Right.
Like Spanish-speaking people, do they try to emulate actual people from Spain? If that makes sense.
So one of my friends, Spanish-speaking friends, he told me that some of his Spanish-speaking friends do come down on him because they see that he tries to speak proper Spanish.
Right.
So there's definitely I don't know if it's like Spain Spanish though. I don't know like what dialect of Spanish it is, but there's definitely that.
Well, I know. All right, so like obviously I just did some sort of makeshift British accent. Don't know why, but even here in America, there's different accents,
Yeah.
and it's every country. There's regional, like in England, not a big country. They talk down on people that sound a certain way.
It's like Cockney. They don't like the Cockney accent.
Like if you sound like you're poor, you just sound like you're poor.
You sound like you're poor.
Like, and this is
Right.
because you're from a certain area, and you might be more than likely poor. But even if you like blew up like Bill Gates, they're gonna be like, "Oh, listen to this fucking accent."
That's
they're gonna
why-
look at you differently.
That's like the Southern accent.
Right.
Because I had a Southern accent when I first moved up here.
Right.
But then I got rid of it because
And it's
Doesn't
not
move
even
me
necessarily
anywhere.
the Southern accent. I make fun of the people that sound like they're from Baltimore.
Right.
Like
Right.
like the dudes that talk and their mouth doesn't sound like it's open. Like when you
Oh,
sound like
Bob.
you got into an accident and you sound like your
Oh,
jaws
Bob, let me
fucking
show you this.
wired
Let me
shut.
show you this. I'm gonna show you guys, but I gotta show Bob first because he just reminded me, and I sent it to Ronnie Towns. I don't know why I didn't send it to you, because it's a Baltimore accent meme. And
And well, I get
God.
why you sent it to him because
yeah,
he
it
is
was
Oh, my
definitely
God.
Ronnie Towns.
reading his Facebook posts. Are like, God damn it, this is a
They can be
fucking
a challenge, can't they?
yes.
But he does it on purpose. You know how he really talks.
No, yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
Or did they deleted it?
I don't know why I just tried to respond to Shyamala through the fucking what's your face. Hello, Shyamala. I was about to like I don't have a whole fucking camera and
Oh,
mic
Shyamala
set
has
up.
joined us. What's up, Shyamala? How are you? We're hanging out for the election time, even though we're not like going crazy into the election stuff, but whatever. But
I'm looking forward to the Civil War.
yes, exactly. Before
And I
we
hope
vote.
when it pops off, my homies are on the same side as me. It'd be crazy you show up to the Civil War and Adam's on the other side. I'm like, Adam, what are you doing over there? Adam!
What are you doing over there?
Adam, I gotta shoot you now, Adam! Like, as soon as I shoot these people that are in front of me, I'm coming for you, Adam.
All right, here we go. All right, I'm gonna play this for Bob, and then I'll play it for you guys. But we're not gonna get kicked off here because this isn't copyrighted shit.
Say Baltimore accents, say this phrase out loud.
Oh. I already know. I already know. Oh, shit. See? All these words sound the same in Baltimore. You see how, like, he's going to show you, I don't know how much you heard, but he had to actually pronunciate. I don't even know. He had to
Wait a
let
minute,
it
what
out.
the fuck? But like the beautiful thing about it, like you can see his face just go like, wait a minute, what? Do we really sound like?
Whoa. Go. That's Baltimore shit.
Baltimore. Did you see how you say that?
Like, this is so forced for these people.
It's tough, man.
Like,
like 3 other dudes just walked up and was like,
I took a test to let you know where your dialect is from. It's just like one of those random website shit, nothing official.
Right.
And apparently I have a Midwestern accent. I pronounce all the words clearly, but I'm from Baltimore, born and raised. Like, I'll use slang that's different sometimes.
Yeah, but you're not Ronnie Towns, though.
But the way I talk is how I talk, you know what I mean? And these people are clearly from. The phrase was, your screen went off. Aaron earned an iron urn.
Right.
In Baltimore, those words all sound the same. Earn, and earn. Like,
earn. It is, though. All right. I got it set up. Just give me 1 sec. I'm gonna get it set up on here just so that everybody can see, because it's just great.
Don't shit on my parade, Shyamala. I want the Civil War to pop off tomorrow, 6 a.m. promptly. Like, I want to wake up to the sounds of somebody beating on the drum, like, I'm like, yeah!
All right, here we go, guys. Here we go. We're gonna get it for you.
The Civil War just pop off tomorrow, 6 a.m. promptly.
Hold on, let me turn. I gotta turn off the.
And I want to clarify. I just did like a drumming pattern with a fucking flute sound. Like, the fuck kind of drum was I beating on?
Is that all the audio off? No, that one's not off. That one's off.
Earn.
Okay, all right. Now here it goes. Aaron earned, as you guys can see, Aaron earned an iron urn. Now this is the Baltimore accent for you that Bob was just talking about. Hilarious video, by the way.
I said, Baltimore accents, say this phrase out loud. Earn, and earn. Hold on, earn. Aaron, earn, and iron, earn. Damn, what the fuck? We really talk like that?
I didn't even hear that part.
Earn. You said, earn, the iron, earn. What? Earn, the iron, earn. No, Aaron earned an iron, earn. Earn, iron, earn. No, dummy. Earn, and earn. Yo, what's earn? It's not that, dummy. It's Aaron. It's earn, and iron, earn, dummy. Aaron earned and iron, earn. Earned and iron, earn.
Iron. That's Baltimore accent for you. It's the best.
Earn.
Or dogs and Dougs.
Duh.
I used to work with
There's so much. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness.
I've, like I said, been here my whole life.
Yeah. Oh shit. Let me turn this
There's
off.
so much shit that I don't understand. Like Doug and Oinch.
Orange?
What is an oinch, folks?
Orange?
There's no C. There's no H.
It's like earn. Whoever
Oinch.
set that up, they knew what they were doing.
Yeah,
though. They knew what they were doing, though.
Bro, there's that Baltimore shit, bro.
I said that to Ronnie Towns, and he was like, "Yep, you know it."
And
that's the best. Well, we gotta have him just on the show to just hang out for a little bit, so y'all can see him, because he is his own type of a character.
And like I don't want to say grew up. We've known him since he wasn't even an adult. We were just barely adults.
He was the kid. He was like 16.
Right.
He was 16.
And he might not even be 30.
No, he's
and
young.
like he's young, and it's like that's a Baltimore mango, bro.
Yeah.
Like
he is what he is, man.
He is what he is. We're not judging. It's just
he's a good dude. He's a good dude.
He is a product of Baltimore. Not like me. Not like Rick.
I thought you were a product of Baltimore.
Iron earn.
I
can earn an iron urn if my name was Aaron. Bro, you know how mad I'd be if my parents named me Aaron in Baltimore?
Oh,
and
yeah.
motherfuckers call me Earn? I'd be fighting everybody.
Be like, oh, where's the Undertaker at? Where's
Like,
the Undertaker?
hey,
Is
Ern.
Paul Bearer carrying you, Ern? Is Paul Bearer carrying you?
I'd be so. They can't even pronounce Bob in Baltimore. Like, we were probably recording. My friend was texting me. I was sitting on the couch. It was the day you guys did Friday Night Try, and I was here.
Oh yeah.
And my friend from Baltimore, Bob is not my giving name, but she knows that I prefer to be called that. And so she was like, how do you pronounce it? And like she literally sent me like voice messages with her pronouncing it. But like that thing you just did, like how do you pronounce it? It's very simple. Bob. B-O-B. Bobbing for apple.
But what was like some of her guesses?
But some people, do you know what a bauble is?
Yes.
Some people pronounce it as Bob.
Bob.
Like that very
they
long.
do.
And I'm like, oh.
That's true.
That's not as bad as if my name was Aaron, but it's like.
What if it was Mario and then they called you Mario?
Well, you know, I say Mario.
You do say Mario.
But the thing is, I felt some sort of reassurance because I forgot where these people were from, but they pronounced it Mario. And like, I get it. It's just one of those names. Yeah. Mario's always been Mario to me. Some people pronounce it Mario. If that were my name and I had a preference, yeah, it would probably grate on me when people did it the other way. Like, I'm not going to say a person's name, a person that comes here. There's two pronunciations to that name. When I met her, I asked her how she pronounced it. Right. I have another friend pronounces it the same way. Some people don't.
I have two different friends who pronounce it differently.
Right.
You know, like, and you got to keep up with that.
And if you have that knowledge of certain names, you can ask. To me, I'm not going to ask Aaron, is your name Aaron or Ern? But certain names, yes, there are pronunciations.
Yep. And Shamala said, oh, yeah, there was a cartoon called Bob the Builder. Yeah. And that they also say Bob.
Well, this is weird. I knew a chick, and she would call me that, the Bob the Builder. Mm-hmm. And she really hyped up her oral game, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. But I never got to experience it. That was heartbreaking. But yeah, that was a heartbreaker.
Were your feelings hurt, or did you just?
My feelings weren't hurt, but no one's happy when they miss an opportunity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Missed opportunities are the worst.
They are.
Especially if you knew that they were there.
And I lost my phone, and that was that.
Damn, Bob.
I know, I was fucked up, bro.
Damn. And then Stephanie said my northern accent comes out still a lot. I guess she's in the South. Shamala said, Ron, you will be Renaud. Yeah. Ron.
Well, that's almost like the French pronunciation.
I had a friend, yeah, exactly. I had a friend, which is Jordane, and I love when people try to do the French pronunciation because I'm not even French. I mean, I guess I got a little bit of French. I mean, I probably got like a bunch of European and Native American in me, whatever I am. But like they would go Jordane, and I was like, I ain't never heard nobody say no shit like that. I'm from the South. We don't read like that. We just say Jordane. That's all we got.
But when you said it, it didn't even necessarily sound French. It sounded almost like some fucking Gone with the Wind type. Some really antiquated Southern accent.
Yeah. That's not even that you don't even like.
Right.
Old
Unfortunately, people don't. That shit's sexy to me.
Accent. It's a yuppie Southern accent. It's like the high class Southern accent.
Like, this is gonna sound gay. When I watch Django Unchained and fucking Leonardo DiCaprio has his accent, I'm like, sign me up. Like, fucking sign.
You just take a fucking
call me a mango. Like shit. Like, it was there, bro.
That's been sitting there for weeks, Bob.
Okay. You sound like those people that can't drink their bottle of water because they opened it weeks ago and didn't finish it.
I'll drink that shit.
It's water.
I'll drink it.
It was in a stream and buffaloes were washing their ass in it.
Yep.
But,
well, back then we killed most of the buffalo. You know who helped establish the buffalo's population?
Who?
CNN. Oh, no. Ted Turner.
Ted Turner?
Yep. You know, the CNN guy, but fucking Ted Turner. A.K.A. WCW guy.
If you had said CNN, I'm like, that's odd. But yeah, Ted Turner, yeah.
Ted Turner, yeah.
I mean, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was like he's a big
Conservation?
time, yeah, exactly, environmentalist. So
And
he's
that's
like,
crazy. You think? I'm imagining he's a billionaire. He's definitely got a lot of money.
That's where he spent a lot of his money.
When WWE spoofed him, they definitely called him Billionaire Ted.
Yeah.
But
That's true.
but I wouldn't have thought that. You would think, and this is again, obviously the stereotypes, but you wouldn't think the conservationists typically would be the ones with the money.
No,
You know
not
what I mean?
normally, right?
But that's cool as shit.
Yep.
Ted Turner for president.
Yep. Is he still alive?
Yeah, he's still alive.
Where is he?
Unfortunately, he's great age to be a president because America votes old mangoes in the office.
Yeah, like almost 80-year-old. No, it is what it is.
This will be.
the oldest, right? No matter what. No matter either way, it's going to be the
I
oldest.
think it's the
right?
oldest because I know obviously Trump was the oldest when he won the
Yeah.
first time.
Yeah.
Obviously, unless somehow
So then there we go, right?
he is old, but I don't know. And I think Biden's older than him.
Yeah, Biden's just a little bit older than.
That's crazy. When y'all can have me, 36, in the office.
Right, right.
You know how much fun we would have?
I think we would have the most fun that anybody's ever had as president, at least.
We would until
I don't
they.
know if you'll last all 4 terms, though.
How about,
How many
damn,
terms
4
do you think
terms,
you'll
bro?
last? Yeah, I mean,
4 years or 4? Because I'm like, I'm on
4
board.
terms. You know what? You should go 4 terms.
I'm on board.
If you can go 4 terms at least.
They be like, you shouldn't be the president.
16 years
they be
ain't
like,
long
listen,
enough.
They should like, you shouldn't be the president. You should have stopped being the president 20 years ago. I'm like, I'm in this bitch. Like NWO for life.
I
Like,
can't go. I can't go.
what are y'all gonna do without me? Y'all gonna be heartbroken. Y'all not gonna know what to do. I'd be like, usually the people in toxic relationships, the toxic one says that. And I'm like, what you gonna do without me, baby? You ain't shit without me. You can't get no job.
Gaslight
You ain't got
much?
nowhere to live. You need me, bitch. Like, I beat your ass, but I beat your ass because I love you.
Because you don't know how much I love it. It hurts me when
It
I
hurts
hurt
me
you.
when I have to hurt you. You think
I
I
don't want
want
to make a light of it, but you know,
That is fucked up. We are making very light of that.
because that's real.
There is
that's
someone
real
that
shit.
happened to this evening.
God
But,
damn, Bob, I don't want to think about it though. You can make a bad joke, but God,
Don't rub it in.
I don't rub it in.
There's
But
someone
it's too
literally
late,
that's
I'm already
happening
laughing.
to.
I'm already guilty.
There's literally someone that's happening to in 5, 4, 3, 2. Just happened to him. Like, bitch, this chicken is cold. Like,
This chicken is cold.
I'm sorry.
I just took it out the oven. It's cold enough. Too cold. Too
why
cold.
is chicken pink on the inside, baby? No. I'm sorry. Ron, change the fucking subject, because I'm going to keep going.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to keep fucking going. Domestic violence is wrong. If you're being abused, there are numbers to call. I do not know the numbers personally, but there are numbers. Get out of it. Listen to your friends and family and leave. He doesn't love you if he's hurting you or she, because women beat men too.
Right. Less physically, but mentally. a lot.
Sometimes
No,
women
I'm not
beat
saying
these
that. I'm saying they do.
motherfuckers'
They do,
ass.
but it's less. Like more men are more aggressive
Right.
when it comes to physicality. But women do the psychological torment, and
Yes.
they can psychologically beat a man
There
down.
are. Okay, now we're talking about domestic abuse. I was at the hospital once.
We always get heavy.
I was at the hospital once, and I think I was just there. Like one of my kids wasn't feeling well. I was at the first aid. I was at the emergency room, and I was in the bathroom, and there was like little pamphlets for like abuse if you're in a domestic
Right.
abuse.
How to get out?
And well, not even that. But it listed shit that I'm like, that's domestic abuse. I'm getting my ass whipped right now in this relationship. Police need to be involved. Like, cause you don't think about it. No, I don't mean just like the non-physical shit. Obviously, there are mental shit that can happen. But some of these shits I didn't even think of. And I don't even think the person I was with was thinking of the shit.
Right.
But it's like, well, check this off, list. I'm being mentally abused. Check
You
this
really
off,
had
list.
that moment where you were like, wait a minute. That's
Right.
familiar.
And
That's
it wasn't
familiar.
like the whole list, but it was
No,
like,
but
I
there
didn't
were
know,
pieces,
I
right.
didn't know this was a thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And again,
But whenever you read it and then you thought back to it, it was like, no, that definitely makes sense, though.
right, true.
Yeah, because
But
it
it
does
was so
make sense.
slight that you didn't think of it. Because again, I don't think this person was a gaslighter. I don't think this person was like
Right.
that.
Right.
But I'm reading it, I'm like, I can see if someone were like that, how they would get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It just is what it is.
It is what it is. At sometimes, man. That's one of the main things about it. But I think that we got 20 minutes. We're hour 40 in. What do you think?
Bro, we taking this bitch till I gotta go to work. We in this bitch
We're
until
going,
1:30.
We're waiting for that Civil War to pop off. Are you guys ready or what?
Oh man, that would be. I don't even think you'd have to sign up for the Civil War. It's just like
it's
you
just
run
what it
out in the
is.
street, pop a
You just
motherfucker.
gotta go.
Like,
You just gotta go. Like nobody's gonna have a uniform. If there was really another Civil War, there's no uniforms. There's no
Right.
nobody's organized and that type of stuff. It's just people out there randomly offing each other, thinking that there's some, that they're supporting somebody else.
and another thing I saw was about the purge. Like, what are you wearing to the purge?
Yep.
I remember when that movie concept first got announced. This is probably like 2 years before the movie actually came out. And I was like, that's a brilliant idea. Like, and not just the movie, just like, I could see it. Like, people have aggression.
You could see it, though.
Like, now, obviously, this was years ago. What, the first Purge came out in like 2010, 2011?
something like that,
I was a much younger man then. And obviously, I was younger before that. Now, I wouldn't participate in the Purge.
No, I would just be locking up.
I'm going to be as safe as I can in my house. Probably go where my kids are to help protect them. But back then, I was like, it's a great idea. Do it. Brilliant. Fucking genius.
You know what? I have a baseball bat. I've got some aggression to get out, man.
Obama needs to bring this shit out.
Right.
Obama needs the president for life. He brings this to us.
Right, exactly.
Because it's a brilliant, genius idea. One night, 12 hours, commit any crime.
Go crazy.
You don't have to commit murder, but the thing is, if you're in those streets, there's a chance you could get murdered.
That's right.
That's the thing.
Risk. That's the risk.
But other than that, if all crimes are legal but not murder, you know how many crews I put together and be robbing these banks? Money would be worthless.
Just go.
I'd be like, let's go. Hit that safe. Boom. Like that. Money would have no value today after the fucking the purge. But no, I wouldn't want to kill anybody. I wouldn't. There are people that if they could kill people, they would.
Right.
Without consequence, I get that.
Right.
Like, I don't want to do it because I don't want it
crazy
on my
people.
conscience.
Right.
But I get that there are those people out there.
That's one of the things too, though, because there are definitely people who are out there, and there are definitely there's people in real life who
That
are
have
just-
not killed people because they don't want the consequence.
right, but they would if they could.
Right. Or obviously people kill people thinking
They
they,
could,
can get
but
away with it.
right. That if they could get away.
Yeah, most of the people that kill people don't kill people and turn themselves in the next day.
Right.
they try to get away with it as long as possible, whether they continue to kill or not.
Even like the crazy serial killers, like the Jeffrey Dahmers and all that. They try to get away until they can't anymore, but it's like it's irrelevant whether they get
I don't
caught or
even
not.
necessarily know if they try to get away. I think
They just do it.
they want to keep killing. And some of
That's
them,
probably what it is.
some of them play games.
Yeah.
Like they'll send the law enforcement letters and shit. Like I don't know if they want to get caught, but it's weird. You would have to.
It's
We
like
gotta
a
get
game
a.
for them, though.
This is gonna be me stereotyping, but we gotta get a woman on here because they love those serial killer shits.
Yeah.
So-
yeah, I've noticed that a lot of women do love those serial killer shows.
Like I watch some certain
Do a
shit.
lot of our women on here like the serial killer shows?
I gotta.
Comment while
Are you
I
about
go
to
to the
go
restroom.
pee?
Yeah.
God
are you going?
damn it!
You
Yes.
going first?
Yes.
Go first. You gotta
Thank
go
you.
first.
See a nice southern
See,
host.
Bob's got to go pee. We're gonna let him go pee, and then I'll be right back with our conversation going on here. I'm gonna track the chat a little bit, see what we got going on. We ain't got much going on, but it's going on. Are you guys excited about the election coming up, or are you petrified about what's going to happen? Whether Biden or Trump wins, whoever wins, do you think that it's going to go cray-cray out there in the nay-nay or not? I subscribe to it's not going to be as bad as what people are building it up to be because people are hyperbolic. So I think that when people get hyperbolic, they tend to build things up a lot more in their minds than what it really is in reality. Because if you go outside, the sun's shining and everything's beautiful. But people do say, oh, if this person doesn't win, if this person doesn't, blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, it's like anything, like you do want the positive things coming towards you. You want positive things, especially if there's a candidate that you're rooting for. But if they lose, there's always 4 years later, and everybody has that. So, whoever wins this one, more than likely the other one will win. And if not, there's always that balance of going back and forth. So try not to hang your hat on too much of what's going on with this election, though it is important. Every election's important. Everybody go out and, participate in your civic duty. I did. I mailed it in, so that was cool. Shamla said, Murray Odom, hashtag HTGP. I have to go pee. Shamla said, it's like saying we put locks on the door so that the people stay away. A thief will break the door. Yeah, the thief will break the door no matter what anyway. So that's one of the main things that you can see going on. And now I'm going to go pee, and now Bob's going to cover everything while I'm gone. And Stephanie said, I love watching shows about serial killers.
Yeah, I mean, I remember growing up, and my mother watched like A&E and Biography Channel and History Channel. I don't get it. Like sometimes I do like focus on like morbid shit just because like I like to write. So life is much worse than anything people come up with. So I'll watch that shit or listen to that shit for inspiration. Shamla said, I could not watch too much violence in the movies or series. I just watch for the stories. Yeah, that's the shit like I'm talking about. Like, I can watch violent shit. Like, violent shit doesn't bother me. Like, if I'm watching a horror movie or action movie, you can do whatever. It's not going to affect me. But some people aren't like that. So, Lori also joined the P train. She says, no more, sir. I HTP too.
That's your limit.
Well, the thing is, well, not even that. I was going to say, I drank 3 of these, not even the slightest bit buzzed, but clearly that, with the combination of the water, makes me have to go to the bathroom, Too much. No mas.
Well, what did Lori say? She was what?
Lori was saying she had to pee too, that's all.
Oh, okay.
Stephanie said, anyone tries to break into my house, we will be leaving in a body bag. There you go, Stephanie. Take care of your shit.
What is she going to do? Club them to death with her forearms?
Damn, Stephanie, how strong are your forearms? Ron said you're going to club them to death with your forearms. Shiza. But, and Shamala, you asked me if I'm going to the haunted places. It depends on my schedule. I want to go. I am a believer in these things, so I'm a little bit more on edge when it comes to, like, ghosts and specters and
shit.
So
we do have a spot, and I was mentioning this on our stream, one of our streams last week. We do have a spot that's local, that's literally 15 minutes up the road from here. Mm-hmm. And I want to get us all to do a little recording over there. It's an old house. It's a local house. It was built in the late 1800s, early 1900s. There hasn't been anybody living in it in about 8 years. And it's condemned, so it's about to be like they want to destroy it. But there's a bunch of like fucked up things that have happened there.
I say
that are local legends,
I say we go one Saturday night, dumb early / dumb late.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
And I'm down for that.
Let's do it.
I'm down for that. I mean, I am a terrified person. Like, I'm afraid. I'd be afraid. I got no problem admitting that.
Right. Exactly.
Well,
but it'll be cool. Your bros are going to be there. I'm going to be, tormenting the ghosts, trying to get them to come out. You ain't even got to be in the room when I do it. It's okay.
Can we find another black person to go? That way, when we start getting killed one by one, the chances are, like, there's a 50% chance that I'm not the first one to die.
We'll try to make it where you're the second person. We'll try.
But I'm the first person that's going to die in black.
But that's okay. It's a sacrifice. You know what I'm saying?
But my sacrifice should be at the end.
But it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
But it should be like Ron's trying to get away, and I run up on the killer, and me and the killer go out the window together. Right. And you're like, Ron's like, you saved my fucking life. You saved my fucking life.
Death.
Right. I don't mind a noble death. I don't want that hey guys, all right, let's split up. You go over. Yeah, don't let me die if I screamed when the killer showed up. Don't do it. Like, if the killer showed up and I made that sound, y'all gotta make sure I don't die. Like, right then. Y'all gotta give me some time. I can't die immediately after that because I didn't get to redeem myself.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to hell. Like, the gods are gonna be like, all right, play it back for him. I'm like, you don't gotta play it back for me. I'm going right into my little.
I know what's up.
Where's the furnace at? Like, wee! Like,
I accept it.
I heard myself. I'm good. Let me just finish my water you guys so graciously offered me.
I made the noise, so there we go.
I get it. You guys don't want me up there with you guys. I got it. That's cool.
But it's not so right. So it's not so far away. We can do it on a Saturday. The building's condemned. We got to break in. We're gonna break in, but we're not gonna tell anybody where we are. We can get away with it because I know the people who are neighbors there, and they're friends with them, and they don't care. They just don't want to. They just don't want to. They don't want to be, like they don't know. They don't know anything.
They don't want to know.
Yeah, and we're not gonna get
culpability. I get it.
Hey, you're destroying the building. You're destroying a haunted building.
But
we're
the thing
is,
prove
that it's haunted.
We can't destroy. You gotta leave things the way they were.
Yep. And we will. They're the ones that are destroying it.
Right.
We're just coming in there ghost hunting.
Man.
We just want the ghost hunts. And what's beautiful about it is this is a local legend, and this is one of those stories that like I had to have somebody who's local tell me about because you're not going to find it on the internet.
Right. Okay.
It's like that word for word mouth. Huh. So it's like these are like not television ghosts. This is not a famous castle in England that's been haunted for so many years that we're trying. No. This is just an old house that we're trying to find some ghosts in, and I will do and say whatever I need to do to get them to show themselves. And it might be a little cold over here sometimes. It might be a little. But look, man, if we're gonna be fucking with ghosts, I can't guarantee you I'm even gonna make it out alive.
That's the beautiful part.
But I'm gonna be fucking with them.
If we don't make it out alive, we want it to be recorded for you guys.
Yep.
We want the found footage.
Yep. Exactly. Like the Blair Witch, but this is legit.
Legit. Still in Maryland, but legit.
Too legit.
It
is still in Maryland. That's true. What part was the Blair Witch?
I think we talked about this before, like Hagerstown or something. I don't.
We go looking for the Blair Witch?
Well, I don't think the Blair Witch is a thing.
Okay, so it's really not.
I don't think that was. I think it was just.
It was made
but
up
there's other shit in Maryland. It's not like there's nothing here for us to.
But I thought it'd be so cool to look for the Blair Witch.
We can. Nothing's stopping us.
But if I walk into an old house and your ass is just sitting in the corner, I'm gonna be scared as shit.
I was gonna say if we go into the woods at the bewitching hour, that's creepy.
What time is bewitching hour?
I don't fucking know.
2 a.m.
I don't know.
I wonder if it's 2 a.m. or 3. What time is witching hour?
But
guys?
Either way, that's creepy. Automatically
it's creepy. It is creepy no matter what. Those old Italian witches.
And I'm going with fucking white people who love to split up in these situations.
Yeah.
Like, let's split up. Like, have you ever?
And I already said let's split up.
Have you seen? You've seen Scary Movie 2, right?
Yes.
So they're in the fucking house and they realize, okay, shit is fucking creepy now. And they're like, let's split up. And the dude in the fucking wheelchair, he was like, you, and you, come with me. And it just leaves the 3 black people. And they're looking like, this is some fucked up shit. And Scary Movie 2 is so great.
Those were fucking great movies.
Because then Brenda, the black woman, she meets up with Cindy, and Cindy's getting chased by a fucking skeleton. And Brenda's like, oh shit, she about to get killed. She's just chilling around the fucking corner. And then Cindy starts running towards her. And Brenda's like, no, don't come this way, bitch. Don't gotta get me killed. And then she fucking hits the skeleton and she's like, oh, and she picks up his head. She's like, oh, look, Cindy. It's just so fucking great, bro. The first 2 were great. The third one still had some moments, but you can see this series is done.
Was the second one with the guy with the hand?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
God, that was so
because it had so much comedy, it wasn't even necessarily horror.
No,
but
it was
the
just
dude with the
funny
hand
shit.
and the dude in the wheelchair just going back and forth. You got the late great.
No,
he's not,
I'll do it.
He's not dead.
I'll do it.
But you got the great Tim Curry, just fucking, just like that was She was like, you want a hand with something? And he was like, I don't need help. And then he starts sucking his own like, because we all know those handy capable people that, oh no, I don't need you to open the door. I got like, so it just takes it to the next level.
Yep.
And
yep.
it's just
the best.
fucking great. It's just fucking good. Then Scary Movie 1, when Molly Shannon or Shannon Elizabeth, the pretty one, and she's like, her boyfriend's getting killed in the balcony, and she's doing like the drama scene.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, this shit, she's actually like, I get it.
Right.
Like, she actually did a good job. But the people are like, oh my gosh, she's like,
that was such a brilliant setup.
Oh
Just
my
a great
God.
scene. Just because, like, she does see her boy, and she's really trying to
and she
tell
is
him,
but the thing is, in the movie, the actor was actually doing a good job.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is believable. If this
Yeah.
wasn't a comedy,
Yeah.
that's still, she's showing that she's got some range.
Right.
I'm like, but then in the Scary Movie 3, when fucking Anthony Anderson and fucking Kevin Hart are talking about you go to sleep and wake up dead. I'm like, how you gonna go to bed? How you gonna wake up dead? He's like, because you went to sleep alive, but you didn't wake up. I'm like, it's just dumb. It's just fucking great, man.
So we got Stephanie said midnight is witching hour, and then Shamala wants to know, why are midnights liked by all these ghosts and witches? Why does ghost always come out at night? Why not at daylight?
And then Stephanie says spirits are out all the time. That is true, but like sometimes it's easier for them to connect. Mm-hmm. Like Halloween, can't you just do it as a ghost or whatever, dude? Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I mean? That's
and
your
it's easier
opportunity.
with the cover of Nightlight. You know,
Yeah,
like,
because
we
if
only have
ghosts
the moon.
are just like the little orbs, obviously you see that at night than it is in the day.
Right.
Or if ghosts is just like you, but slightly transparent, that's still easier to see at night. I want ghosts to be slightly transparent. Like, I don't want it to be like a little light.
No,
I'm
I
like,
wanna see it
nigga,
like
I
a
got
person.
lights in my house. I ain't afraid of you.
I want to see a person.
I want to see a fucking Confederate soldier
Right, exactly.
who never made it home. Like, oh, shit.
Walking down the street.
I'm like, oh, I'm free now, nigga. Fuck you. He be like, God damn it. Like, that's how we do. We gotta
And then
go.
it just haunts
we
you.
gotta go
Are
to the
you really
battlefield.
free?
That's how we do. We gotta go to the battlefield.
Yep.
Take a bunch of black people and be like, oh, look how free we are, ghosts. And they be like, God damn it. God
just
damn
start
it.
coming out
I'm
with
gonna
shit.
haunt you forever.
Right.
Psyched out the ghost, bro.
Son of a bitch.
Movie idea. I'm gonna go write that script.
That's a great idea, though.
That's how you get haunted, bro.
I love it.
Sad thing is, the thing I'm writing now is just like a short story. But the other day I was thinking, this could be a porn. Like this, I could just turn this into a porn. And I just think that's brilliant. I think there should be more porn with just excellent stories and clearly fucking, but like actual stories.
Right,
Like,
right.
I don't know how good of an actor or actors porn stars can be, but if you could somehow get actual actors, like obviously not like Denzel Washington shit, they're not gonna do it. But you get people who want to be actors and they can act, but they're willing to get naked. You could soft core.
They'll do the soft core,
Right.
right?
I don't
right.
have to. You don't have to penetrate each other on camera.
Right.
You can, but that's gonna be for my private screening.
Private enjoyment.
But yeah, bro. Like I want to make porn. I do. Like when I was with my ex, she didn't like the idea. Even I don't want to be in the porn. I just want to produce and direct it and cast it and shit like that.
Right.
But and write it. I just have these ideas, bro. It should be fun. Oh shit.
You gotta find somebody to fund your ideas, man.
If I do some fucking writing, maybe I could find my own shit.
That's true.
You know what I
That's
mean?
true too. That's true too. If somebody likes it enough, they'll put some money into it.
They're like, so when they start fucking, I'm like, yo, you're on board, bro. Just give me that money,
you
bro.
already figured it out. And Shamla said, I had once experienced paranormal activity in Boston. That's where the Boston Tea Party is, so you're going to see a lot of dead people up there.
Yeah, well, I don't want to say all of the old America, like the West, the East Coast,
East
those
Coast.
first
That's that
13.
first, right,
But there's
first
ghosts
groups.
everywhere. If you go to Ohio,
There's gonna be
fucking
ghosts.
Cinnamon Wind is out there fucking
Yeah.
scalping white people
Yep,
still.
yep,
you know?
exactly,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
If you go to fucking California, fucking Poncho is
It's
fucking
still rolling.
You know what I mean?
Still
It's
rolling.
just different who's gonna be there, you know?
Yep.
If you go to fucking Tanzania, I don't know if that's still the name of that country, but you go to Tanzania, fucking, I don't know a stereotypical African name, but he's there haunting
He's
people.
doing some shit.
He ain't
All
never
over.
stopped.
Right. Antarctica.
No one.
No one. So that's probably your safest bet, though.
The crew of fucking Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. 'Cause I think that's where the present of the story takes place, I believe. Like, obviously the story's the past,
Right.
but they're in Antarctica when the fucking Robert De Niro Frankenstein's monster comes and shit like that. That's an awesome quote about Frankenstein. It's knowledge is knowing that Frankenstein isn't the monster, and wisdom is knowing that Frankenstein is the monster.
Yeah,
And
I like that.
that's awesome because the monster isn't Frankenstein. It's not his name.
Mm-hmm.
But the actual Victor Frankenstein is a monster. He's
Right,
an asshole.
right.
So that's just great.
That's pretty cool.
And that's a good book. I love fucking Frankenstein.
But you've never seen the Frankenstein movies from the black and white era?
No, I haven't seen. I've just seen the Robert De Niro version. I've read the book.
Robert De Niro was in a
He's
Frankenstein?
in the 90s. It's
What?
Robert De Niro and I want to say Helena Bonham Carter plays Frankenstein's. No, it's not her. But
Somebody
it's a
like
decent
her, though.
movie though. It's a
'Cause
decent
she's
movie.
a witchy type of woman.
But yeah, it's not her, and I feel like I'm just attributing to that to her.
All right, before we go, Shamala said, Ron and Bob, what will you do if there is a ghost under your bed?
Under my bed. If he quiet, I'm gonna go to sleep. If he making too much noise, I'm gonna fucking leave.
You're just gonna go out.
I gotta
you
go to
in the
sleep
living room?
somewhere.
You're gonna go in the living room.
Yeah, it's like damn, this motherfucker loud.
I'm just gonna cover myself up with my cover and hope that they don't see me anymore, and hopefully I'll be able to get a full night's sleep. I probably won't though. I never get a full night's sleep. I always have problems sleeping.
Not lately. This job is because I sleep during the day.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like when I go home, it's kind of late now. Well, it's still not even. It's 9:30. I can sleep until like 1:30,
Yeah,
and it's like I'll wake up and I'm
that ain't
good.
bad.
Cause like I don't mind going to my job. Like those jobs where you're like, oh, I didn't get enough sleep.
Yep.
It's just like, nope. I go bust it out. I'm not gonna sleep when I get off.
Exactly. So before we roll, so you and I were talking earlier, and 2 p.m. seems like a better time for you whenever we do our Tuesday and Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever we can do our Tuesday and Wednesday shows.
Just because you said that works for you. Like
That
obviously,
works great for me. Because
Yeah.
it's slower. Work is slower, and then we lift weights around 4:35, and then that takes an hour and a half, maybe two. I'm changing the workout now, so it's not going to take as long, but that usually, and then I'm trying to rush to make sure that I get here. But I'm thinking more so for the fan base wise. A lot of times, like whenever we're doing this stuff right now, I mean, election night's different, but and I'm assuming that people are up and staying up for that and stuff like that. But majority of the time, we always lose people. Like we'll peak out for a while, but then once we hit 9:30, 10 o'clock, it always starts to dip.
So if we do it at 2 next week, and we don't like the turnout, I don't mind doing it at 7. It's just that ideally 6 gives me more time to sleep before work. That's all.
Right.
Like I'll
Right.
be a team player and do 7, but we can try 2.
But we can try. Right. If we can try to see how it goes.
right.
If it
If
works,
we don't
great.
like the turnout,
We'll just see how it goes, man. I think that like the middle of the day, because I'm thinking more old school with it, and I know that that's not necessarily how it is, but people's habits are still pretty much the same when it comes to like the morning drive radio or the afternoon drive radio.
Right.
That's
the only reason why I didn't do it today is because I got out of work so late and I didn't go home immediately. And like when you said that, had I known, I would have slept before.
Yeah.
But I
yeah.
didn't have enough time. That's all.
It's all good. Like, and I didn't know until it happened, and then I was like, okay, I'm trying to situate everything as it was. But it all worked out well because as soon as you got here, we turned it on and we were good to go. So we were ready to rock and roll. So either way, guys, we're gonna figure out a schedule, a legitimate schedule that we can all keep ourselves to in the future, so that we can start giving you guys a legitimate weekly schedule. And I know that like that's one of the main things that I've getting message about is like, hey, what time do you guys normally go? Well, normally about 7:30, 8, depending on the day, depending on the time, that type of stuff. So we appreciate you guys following us, and I know that majority of our followers and listeners don't check us out live. which is fine. We want to build up our live audience as well, which is why we'll experiment with the 2 p.m. But as long as you guys are here and we see those numbers keep going up, we appreciate it, and we want to keep it going. So you got anything else, Bobby?
And don't ever call me Bobby, but other than that, nah, like, we're good.
Right on.
This is a good episode.
This was a fun episode. We hope you guys have a good night. Try not to stress too much about, the whole election thing and all that other good stuff.
Get ready.
Get ready. Just be prepared and have your canned goods in order.
No matter who wins, I want the war to pop off. Like, it's just me. I know that's wrong, but that's just me. And again,